here. You know what I mean? So when you take that property to the market, they're expecting it to be perfect. And a lot of sellers are just, they just don't have that sort of cash flow at the moment to really make their home perfect.
What makes Bayleys altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home, every commercial property, every investment, every development, and every farm. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Bayleys, altogether better.
$100,000 3 years ago. Their expectations of the buy is now way up here. You know what I mean? So when you take that property to the market, they're expecting it to be perfect. And a lot of sellers are just, they just don't have that sort of cash flow at the moment to really make their home perfect.
To explore more auction solutions or book a demo, Visit auctionslive.com.
But we make sure that all the transactions go through Property Credit. It takes me out of the equation and it goes through and just makes the whole transaction seamless, which is really good. My assistant, she just loves the process. She sends it out and she finds the responsiveness on the Property Credit side phenomenal. Like, there's great communication. It's just a very easy, seamless process, which is great. The portal is extremely easy to use, and the way they go through it, look after and personalise our client service, which is really important to us, and giving 6-star service. You've got to remember that most people have most of their equity tied up in their biggest asset. They don't have a lot of liquid funds. So the ability to go through, pay for the marketing and do the marketing they want, and any other slight renovations that they want to do, is a huge thing. So taking that pressure away from people, making sure the property is presented as best we possibly can, and going through and giving 6-star service is what we really want to do, and that's why we love working with Property Credit, and we've found our clients have been very, very positive towards the whole experience.
We will start. Who like to get the bidding up? $4,400,000 right here in the room. We're talking at 900, 930, 4,950,000. 4,950 is the bid at 4,000,000. I'm selling.
Auctions live bid.
5.7 to 5. 705. We're in the room. 5,705,000. 5,850,000. This time, sir. I'm not even going to look at you again. 5,850,000.
Auctions live bid.
5,650,000.
Auctions live bid.
5,000 again back here in the room. 5,655 it is. 5.6.
Auctions live bid.
850. First, second, third and final. Quick finish. Done.
We're introduced to Property Credit, and then once they sort of dropped everything on the table, it was like, oh my God, we've been looking for a product like this. We'd been using another one, but it was very, very long-winded, the way the forms that had to be filled out, the compliance, their marketing, our outstanding marketing was just getting to a level where it was becoming an issue. And so it was a lovely vehicle for us to turn that around. And we managed to, in a reasonably short time. We're in the real estate business, we're not in the finance business. You guys are the finance business, so you take care of that, and it works beautiful. Thank you. All I can say is that, across the business, since we've introduced it, it has made life a lot easier. What we're finding with Property Credit, we can get the gardens done, we can get the paint done, we can launch a good, strong marketing campaign, and it's making the difference.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you as we come to the Premier Heats at Trade Me headquarters this afternoon. Thanks to all those watching online through our prolific sponsor, Auctions Live. We're here at Trade Me headquarters in downtown Auckland as we're about to start. We have a reserve of 2,225,000, which we offer for 271 Patawa South Road in Parua Bay. So far up north, if you go any further, you're in the drink. We've got 9 splendid callers lined up to come through. All bids today are plus GST. It's slightly unusual, but one of my auctioneers said to me, why don't we ever do a farm? So we're doing a farm, right? And these boys can cope with it. That was Louis McDonald, actually. Who's unavailable because he's unavailable because he's playing the flute at tomorrow night, the fiddle. Do you play a fiddle? He's the only fiddler in town tomorrow for the St. Paddy's Day parade. I tell you what, there's plenty of fiddlers up there. Sorry to all my friends. Right, caller number 1, ladies and gentlemen. He is the head guru and Harcourt's here, one of our major sponsors, and we welcome him here and wish him all the very best. Give a great round of applause. Shane Cortez.
Well, I was late to the party, to that wonderful, wonderful program, The Game of Thrones, but it did teach me a couple of things about life. Number one, and one that I've adhered to, is stay well clear of weddings. And number 2, buy property in the north. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Shane Cortez. I'm absolutely delighted to be here and facilitating you in the purchase of a wonderful, wonderful freeholding today. I work alongside that self-appointed King of the North, Mr. Michael Beasley, from our Harcourt's Whangarei office in the sale of 271 Paroa South Road, Paroa South, in that district of Whangarei. Now, the property is more formally described as 158.8328 hectares of freehold land. Or if you're certainly able to buy from those senior menus in some of our Queensland restaurants, you want to say that's 392 acres. Or as we kick off the Super Rugby season, I want you to sit back and just think of 189 rugby fields all put together. Now, the 158 hectares, that's broken into 7 titles, ranging from 1,309 square metres more or less all the way through to 48.4 hectares, and have been made available along with the corresponding deposited plans throughout that marketing period. Now, both the included farm chattels and the household chattels remain as per the original paperwork and are valued for revenue purposes, including, of course, and I did go and visit it, I saw it, the calf rearing shed. The calf rearing shed, it's not that one, but it ensures that the next generation of livestock are raised with a care and attention normally reserved for our own private schools. Your own accounting due diligence, well, that's required for the breakdown of purchase price for GST and for revenue purposes, and of course for that considered curtilage. The settlement date, the day that you take those 7 titles and all those all-encompassing channels, is put down for the 8th of May of this year. That becomes your very own victory day. Now, as a working farm, you can take confidence from clause 25 in relation to farm husbandry and the good practice that our current owner has run the farm with, and the continuance that he will do so until settlement date. Now, the conduct of auction, ladies and gentlemen, is as per clause 2 of the contract, but I do remind you that I do sell subject to my owner's reserve price. I can exercise their legal right to vend or bid, and all bids today, of course, on that plus GST if any basis. Now, Michael is very good with his paperwork, but if there are any pressing concerns, now's a pretty good time.
Mr. Auctioneer.
Hello.
I notice in the agreement that the seller reserves the right to withdraw their property from sale before it has been sold. Is this auction a sham?
No, not at all.
When might this event occur?
This can occur any time before the fall of the hammer. The clause you're referring to is actually clause 2.6. So to put it like this, if I pause the auction with the highest bidder and I take him away, I take instructions from my owner. Sometimes they can withdraw the property from auction and sell it for the absolute certainty of that sale. My only advice to you is to be the last hand in the air, whether it's below, at, or above that reserve price, to at least engage in that conversation. 2.6 of your agreement, he can do it. Any other questions at this point? Great. Well, there was a recent survey done on a certain auctioneering website that says the majority of auctioneers should go and visit property. So I did do this. I went out to Ruakai Farms. I took a helicopter ride. And I took a quad bike ride of the farm. And the most fascinating thing to come out of this particular journey, ladies and gentlemen, was the conversations I had with the head of Ruakai Farms. And he told me that there's a local legend tied to this magnificent piece of land that you're considering today. And like all good rural legends, it begins with a stump. Not any old stump, mind you. This is the stump. This is just not a stump that just sits in the ground. Any old tree has been there type of stump. This is the stump of days. Or as the locals like to say, a stump of such quiet authority and mystical significance that only the current owner of the property is allowed to sit on. Now, perched proudly on this natural throne, the rightful occupant may sit. They may survey their horizon and contemplate the dominion, or as the locals like to say, there's 7 kingdoms, or as the lawyers like to say, there's 7 titles. Now, these titles stroke kingdoms stretch far and wide. From the rolling green tapestry of Parara across the sparkling waters and golden sands of Bream Bay, or out towards what us Aucklanders like to optimistically refer to as our future urban developments. But from this vantage point, one can gaze thoughtfully into the distance. They can nod and pretend to understand the council's long-term infrastructure plan, a skill reserved only for true landowners, or the occasional very, very confident real estate agent. Legend has it that sitting on the stump, on this piece of land, provides 3 immediate benefits. Number 1, you get an overwhelming sense of ownership. Number 2, the sudden ability to say things like, yes, the northerly aspect is quite favourable. And number 3, a sudden urge to pour a drink at sunset and declare, this is not a bad little spot. And while the legend insists that only the owner may sit on the sacred timber throne, the good news is that today's auctions offers a very rare opportunity to be exactly that person. So here, if you've ever dreamed of ruling over your own 7 kingdoms, or at the very least having the best seat in Parara to watch the sun drop into Bream Bay, in an area of New Zealand that quite frankly winter is never coming, then all that stands between you and that stump is a winning bid. I wish you all the very, very best. Good luck. Opening bid, opening offer. Yes.
I ran into one of the owners the other week and he said, sunflowers my backside. Inside those 20 acres, there's opium everywhere. That's why the returns are so good. Any truth to this?
You're asking me to confirm a rumour. Yeah. When I flew over them, as high as I was, I didn't see. It was purely sunflowers. Castro would be happy. Good luck, my friend. Do you start me away? Something out of this world, if you like. Opening bid, opening offer. Who says go, folks? Somewhere around the high ones, I would have suggested. 1.6 to kick me away. 1.5. All right, you Dilly, I don't. 1.5 on behalf of the vendor. We're up and away at 1.6. Now I look for it. $1.5 million vendor bid at 1.5, and I do track down 1.6.
1.5 or 1.6, please.
1.5 or 1.6. We'll go 1.6 for you manners. Thank you. At 1.6.
1.5.
1.5. 1.5, we look for 1.6, but you're firmly in my sights now. $1.5 million. There we go. $1.5 million. Is there 1.6 to go?
1.6, please.
1.6 got you there at $1.6 million at 1.6 with 2 in the race. Straight to 1.7 if you like now, my friend, but at $1.6 million, there's your competition. At 1.6, first opportunity is now gone. The second.
100 and a dozen.
112 at 1.7 and 12 now. At $1,712,000. What's the retort? What's the reply? 1.7 and 12. So that's going to be $56,000 at 1.7 and 12. At 1.7 and 1.7 and 68 now. At $1,768,000. 68 with another $56,000 at 1,700 and can you confirm that numerator, that one for me? At 1.7. 1768 with another 56 at 1768 takes me through to 1822 at 1,822 at 1768 with 56 1724 1824 at $1,824,000 straight down the middle here, 1824 at 1874 at 1880 now at $1,880,000 at 18 with another 56 at 1880 at 1936 now at $1,936,000 with another 56 at 19 and 1936 at 1992 at 1,992 and my good friend at the back at
1948
1990 at 1992 good at 2,040,000 now at $2,040,000
Make it 48
48 1992 1998 and 48 1992 and 48 1992 and 48 1990
bid is 56
your bid is 56. I got you. Okay. At $2,048,000. At $2,048,000. I think I got the adding up right there, John. At $2,048,000. At $2,048,000 with another 56. At $2,048,000. $2,098,000 at 2,104 now. At $2,104,000. What are we doing, my friend? Another 56. At 2,104. At 2,160. Like to bank at 2,160.
Okay.
2,160 and 22 and 22 and 12 now. 22 and 6. At 2 million. Sorry, what were you?
My bid was 2160.
2160 at 2160 with 56 to go. At 22 and 16. At 2,216,000. 23 and 16. At 2,316. At 23 and 16, I've got you. 23 and 16. 22 and 16 at $2,216,000 at 2216 first call, second and third at 22 and 16 at 22 and 16 at 2,000 20,000 22 and 16 at 24 and 16 at 24 and 30 at 22 and 36 at 22 and 18 $2,218,000 22 and 18 22 18 20 straight away at 2,220 at 2,220
500
2,220 and a half. Probably like to come into the halves now. Can we stay in the twos at 2,222? First call, second and third. You will do it. Okay, we'll work with you at 222 and a half. At 2,220 and a half. At $2,220,000 and 5. What do we say, Ted? At $2,220,000 and a half. Once, twice, and third. So it looks you to come maybe a little bit stronger. Can we go to 2,230? At $2,222,500. Is it another 5 to go? A 2, a 1, 5 on top. At $2,227,500. At $2,227,000 and a half.
225,500.
225,500. At $2,225,500 and 500.
Yes.
Yeah, 2,225,000 and 5. First call.
Any subsequent bid from me is 5.5.
Gotcha. At 2,225,500 and a half and 27 and a half. Is it 30? Is it 33, sir? Is it 32? $2,227,500 first, second, and third. And another 5.5. $2,227,500 at 28 takes me through to 33 at $2,233,000. At 2,233 puts you out in front. At 2,2 and 33, do we sell it today? Once, twice, and third time at 2,2 and 33? We do. We're on the market. We sell to you, my friend, and the guys at 2,233. He backs himself there. Good play. Good play ensuring the bid at 38 and 5 now. At $2,238,500. And it's selling today. A wonderful opportunity. And again, he says, he keeps it up there like an auto bid. At $2,238,500 at 30 at 44. At $2,244,000. Good ensures a good price. 2,244 at 2.3 or 2.25.
Rounded up.
At 2.25. At $2.25 million.
Rounded up.
2.3 there, I've got you at $2.3 million. At $2.3 million, and we're selling away at 2,305.5 now. At $2,305,500, do we auto bid it again? At 2,305 and 2,305.5 and 7.5 now. I've got you at 2,307.5. Down the barrel, down the middle, 7.5 and 8 is 13 now. At 2,313. There we go at 2313, triple O. 2,313,000. We sell it once.
56.
We sell it twice, 2,013 at 56 at 69, at $2,369,000. We're up and down, at 2,369 is 74 and 5, at $2,374,500.
Actually, make it 2 3/8.
2 3/8. At 2,375? Okay, 2,375, there you go. $2,375,000. What do we say? It's another 56. Can I do it on your behalf? But at 2,375, I'm happy to sell. At 2,375, once, twice, and third, going. At 2,375, is it another 2? So do you put another 5? Okay, another 2. At $2,375,000, we're going. My friend, it's lovely to have you here. I would think in your state you'll be buying a lot of property. You'll be buying a lot of property in the near future. To my underbidders, may your sellers never run dry. To my new owner of the property, you have got a lot of people answering to you, including one very, very big bull. I wish you all the very best. My name's Shane Cortese. Good luck for the rest of you.
What makes Bailey's altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home, every commercial property, every investment, every development, and every farm. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Bailey's, altogether better.
To explore more auction solutions or book a demo, visit auctionslive.com.
But we make sure that all the transactions go through property credit. It takes me out of the equation and it goes through and just makes the whole transaction seamless, which is really good. My assistant, she just loves the process. She sends it out and she finds the responsiveness on the property credit side phenomenal. Like, there's great communication. It's just a very easy, seamless process, which is great. The portal is extremely easy to use, and the way they go through it, look after and personalise our client service, which is really important to us, and giving 6-star service. You've got to remember that most people have most of their equity tied up in their biggest asset. They don't have a lot of liquid funds. So the ability to go through, pay for the marketing and do the marketing they want and any other slight renovations that they want to do is a huge thing. So taking that pressure away from people, making sure the property is presented as best we possibly can and going through and giving 6-star service is what we really want to do, and that's why we love working with Property Credit, and we've found our clients have been very, very positive towards the whole experience.
We will start. Who likes to get the bidding up? $4,400,000 right here in the room. We're talking at 900, 930, 4,950,000. 4,950 is the bid at 4,000,000. I'm selling.
Auctions live bid.
5.7. 705. We're in the room. 5,705,000. 5,850,000. This time, sir. Okay, I'm not even going to look at you again. 5,850,000.
Auctions live bid.
Welcome back online, Auctions Live. How many people are going to have a look, Nathan?
I can't, Roddy.
1,000.
Yeah,
That's how many training
139.
watchers there are. 139, right? Junkies from Darwin having a butcher's. Right, okay, very good. Our second contestant, not quite from Darwin, but if you draw a straight line down, caught that gun before, have you, Nathan? Caught the gun, have you, from Adelaide to...
No, never.
Okay, I have. Something we will never do again. How many hours can you play euchre for? The second contestant has come all the way from Adelaide. He's a great friend of New Zealand auctioneering, and my understanding he's already qualified through for the Australasians in a few months' time. We welcome him here. We want a hearty round of applause. It's Vincent Durant.
Well, with 65 paddocks, there's certainly no doubt that the owner Tim's favourite sport is fencing. But he tells me that this lifestyle is more than just a sport. It's a lifetime commitment that only bounds at the massive perimeter that he holds here at number 271 Tower South Road. And today we're gathered here to find those who wish to live limitless. Tracy and the team at Bailey's Real Estate are very proud to have you here on this monumental occasion as we gather to find some new owners for this wonderful piece of real estate. They've done a great job over the past few weeks of furnishing you with all the documentation, filling you with all the confidence you need, and making sure you are ready to buy this property. Vincent Durant is my name. I'm just here as your auctioneer to moderate today's exchange. Before we do get down to business, I will quickly run through that contract, touch on the terms of auction, highlight the opportunity that stands before us, and we'll put it in your hands for your spirited bidding. That contract, it does tell us that we sell all the property contained in those 7 certificate of titles, that schedule of titles, which you will find on your contract. Your inclusions and exclusions, they are as per your contract. We do have those further terms, which note there is a few extra farm chattels and household chattels included in the mix. Guys, your deposit terms and your settlement terms, they've been agreed in writing with you before the day today, so you're bidding on those terms with absolute confidence. We obviously do have a reserve price that the owners have given us. Tim, our farmer Tim, has given us a good number to work towards today. Once we do equal or exceed that figure, the highest bidder will become our purchaser. After that contract hits my palm, no further bids will be accepted, so do get them in nice and quickly. As the auctioneer, the bidding increments, they will be at my discretion. I could refuse a bid if I don't think it's in the best interest of farmer Tim. However, if you need some encouragement, well, I can provide this on your behalf via a vendor bid. I've got the authority to place up to one of those bids, and that will be audibly announced as such. All this information that has been on display for the legally prescribed time, it's binding, it's contractual, we take it all as being read and understood. But if there is any questions, now would be a great time.
Okay, Mr. Auctioneer, I notice in the agreement that the seller reserves the right to withdraw the property before it's sold. Is this auction a sham?
No, sir. That's a standard term that you'll see in all contracts. So
when might it occur then?
Well, it might occur if there's a change in circumstances where the owner decides that they do not wish to sell. Farmer Tim can't let go of it. But so I'll be working towards making sure we get to a number where the owner's having to let it go. So if you're happy to bid on that behalf, we'll look forward to seeing you in the mix. Anything further? Well, if the modern dating scene is anything to take measurement by, then it's clear that everyone these days wants options. Here we give you all the options in the world. 158 hectares, pronouns more or less of pure choice. But whilst his farm, for Farmer Tim, whilst his farm may be akin to our modern dating scene, his personal life is certainly not. Which is why we find ourselves here today. A farmer still wants a wife, and like Bilbo Baggins, he's off on an adventure. So for all of Tim's thrills and spills to come, he'll dearly miss his farm. The morning cock-a-doodle-doo from young Rodney the rooster, the crispness of the dewy morning with clean, fresh air, the smiles of everybody that plucks a sunflower from a loved one from his farm, the crackling of his famous bonfires that have been a community staple for years. Tim knows that his heart will yearn for this life again, but for now, his time has come to sow his personal seeds. He tells me the beauty of this patch of earth is not just flexibility, its durability, but it's also its proximity. As he well knows, and all of us here today, the modern human has an ever-shrinking fuse of patience, and living in the middle of nowhere is no good for the grand. Petawa South is blessed with lightning-fast Wi-Fi and a short 10-minute journey to town. So like Hannah Montana, you'll have the best of both worlds. And for those looking to escape brain rot and protect their young ones from exactly that, you've come to the right place. Kids here typically grow up free range. They play the way nature intended, and you can climb that tree of knowledge absolutely unrestricted with great local schooling at hand. You've got a great community fabric that'll wrap the whole family in old-fashioned small-town goodness. But given you've got 65 paddocks and 158 hectares underfoot, your participation in community is take it or leave it. And that extends to the rest of the world too. The only war you'll have is an internal one of what to do every day. And the price of eggs will matter more than the price of oil. The only news of concern will be which set of cousins have shacked up in town or who won the meat tray at the pub on Friday night. It's a foray into the past that's future-proofed for generational living. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it, you've loved it. Who makes it their match? An opening bid, an opening offer. Where do you say go?
Mr. Auctioneer.
Yes.
I ran into one of the neighbours the other week and he said,
gee, must have travelled
my backside. Inside those 20 acres, there's opium everywhere. That's why the returns are so good. Any truth to this?
Sir, not that I've had the chance to explore that, but if you do go and have a look with it, take me with you, because that'd be great to explore on that behalf. But if you've got that secret under your nose, sir, maybe you want to start away with an opening bid. Who kicks us away? An opening bid, opening offer. I would have thought 1.5 is a good place to start. We might even be able to sell one parcel just for that. At 1.5 million, who starts us away? Happy to start in the owner's accord if you'd like. At 1.5 to go. No sham here, no bids either. At 1.5, we'll start on a vendor's bid, then at $1,500,000 sits with me on behalf of the owners at $1,500,000. I'd like to get you involved there for 1.6 in time, but at 1.5 now to call it.
1.5 or 1.6, please.
We'll take 1.6 then, that'd be good. 1.6 more. 1.5 then. 1.5. Why do you give the option? I thought this farm gave you options, but clearly not. I'll retract my vendor bid at 1.5. We'll run with you with bid number. Do you have a bidding card there, sir? We're working on those bids. No, not worried about it. We're on a farm here at 1.5 million. At 1.5 million, it's all cowboys in westerns here at 1.5. No sham here at 1,500,000. Who goes straight for 1.6? Good to see you involved. Gee whiz, you made it a long way in 2 weeks at 1.6 million. At 1.6 million, we call it then. At 1,600,000, we match the pace. Back for 1.7 here if you like, but at 1,600,000 is the money. What? At 1,600,000. Twice, we look for 1.7 in time.
100.
1.7.
And a dozen.
1.712. 1712. At $1,712,000. Half. And half. Half that bid. Okay, that's going to take us to 56, right? That's going to make us, gee, it's getting harder already. At 1.712 takes us to 68 at 1.768. At 1,768,000, and that'll take us through to 1,820. At 1,820. 1,830. Enumerate the bid for me, please.
1,824.
1,824. 1,824. Good when you've got great bidders. At 1,824,000. At 1,824,000. And he goes again. That'll take us to 82. 1,882. Do you want to just give me the bidding script? 56. 185. 56 on top. So we got 1,824. That'll take us 82. 1,882.
1,880.
1,880. Close enough. 1,880,000. We've rounded down there at $1,880,000.
Yep.
Yep, that goes for you at 1936, 1,936,000. 1,936,000. 56 more is going to take us to 92. At 1,992,000. At 1992.
At 48.
Make it 48, 92. That'll take us to 2,040,000. 2,040. At 2,040,000, we call it the money.
Make it 48.
Make it 48. 2,048,000. 2,048,000. Okay, instructions are very clear. Not really, but at 2,048,000, we call it down here.
And again.
Front and centre at 2,048,000, and that was. What was your last bid? 56. What was it? Okay, that's not going to help me. 2,048,000. I'm going to take a stab. 2,102,000. 2,048,000. 56 more is going to make us. Oh, so 56 more. 2,104,000. At $2,104,000. At 2,104. At 2,104. 2,104 and 56 more. 2.16. 2,160,000 at 2,160,000. 56 more. 2,160,000 and that takes us to 216 at 2,216,000. 2216 at 2,216,000. Down the front and centre, no withdrawals here at 2.216. The only withdrawal you'll be doing is to pay the deposit at 2,216,000. Once we call it 2,216,000, do we go another 56 to play? But at 2,216,000, waste your opportunity. 2216. Third, 2.2. At 2.2, we've called it down in front. Just 2 on top, or 20. At 2,218,000. 2,218,000, we'll take it down. And 20. 2,220,000. At 2,220,000.
500.
And 2,220,000, and we're going into short change here. You're going to leaf of a sunflower for that at 2,220,000 and 5. At 2,220,000 and $500, and 5 on top, take a 2,225,000 and 500. At 2,225,000 and a half.
Actually, all my subsequent bids will be 5.5.
5.5. Do you want to just round it up to 5.5 now, or
no?
No, in the future. Okay, we've added some inflation, add a bit of GST on there. At 2,225,000 and a half, 227 and a half. At 227 and a half. At $2,227,500. Once is your call. At 2,227 and a half. You're going to bid again, clearly, because you've already told me you're going to increase your bid. Twice at $2,227,500. Third, final chance at $2,227,500. I think instructions are clear, aren't they, Mark?
Sell it now, but
we're selling. We're on the market. We play for keeps at $2,227,500, and that's going to take us to 33. 2,233 at 2,233,000. At 2,233,000. Do you want to bid again? Is that what you're trying to do? At 2,238,500. At 2,238,500, then we're going to take 2 more bids. You're going to keep bidding against yourself. At $2,238,500. I'm down the wrong path. You let me know. Time's up. Once we call it at 2,238,000. Do you want to go another 5.5 on top? Okay, another 5.5 on top. That's going to take us to 43. 2,038,500. 5 takes us to 44. At 2,244. At 2244,000.
Round it up.
At 2.3. At 2.3 million, it sits here. At 2.3 now, we call it 2,300,000. And he goes again for 2,305,500. At 2,305,500. At $2,305,000, $500, and 2 more. 203. 2,305,000, 207,500. At $2,307,500. At $2,307,500, and that takes us to 13. At 2,313,000. At 13. At Baker's dozen. At 2,313. At 2,313, cards down at 2,313. Once then we call it $2,313,000, and that's going to take us to 69 at 2,369. At 2,369,000, a good position to be in there at 2,369. At 2,369, and that takes us to 74.5. At 2,374,500.
Actually, 2 and 3/8.
2 and 3/8. 200. Let me just remember what the actual bid was. At 74.5. And we know we go 2 and 3/8. 875. 2 and 875. 3/8. We can't go backwards. 2 and 3/8 is 375. 2,375,000. 2,375,000. Sorry, the hour's still buffering up here at 2,375. I'm on Australian time still. We're a little bit behind it. $2,375,000. 2,375. at $2,375,000, or 2 3/8 as he call it, at $2,375,000. Once we call it then at 2,375, twice your chance at $2,375,000. Third, final play at $2,375,000. We are selling. We play for keeps. You want to try it for another 2, another 5.5 for good measure. If you'd like at 2,375, another 2 here to play, another 56 in the mix at $2,375,000. We're selling then. We're selling, and we are. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your participation. Hopefully you love it and you find your destiny just the way that Farmer Tim has. For the rest of you, have a great afternoon. We look forward to seeing some further calls. Thank you.
What makes Bailey's altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home, every commercial property, every investment, every development, and every farm. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Bailey's, altogether better.
explore more auction solutions or book a demo, visit auctionslive.com.
But we make sure that all the transactions go through property credit. It takes me out of the equation and it goes through and just makes the whole transaction seamless, which is really good. My assistant, she just loves the process. She sends it out and she finds the responsiveness on the property credit side phenomenal. Like, there's great communication. It's just a very easy, seamless process, which is great. The portal is extremely easy to use, and the way they go through it, look after and personalise our client service, which is really important to us, and giving 6-star service. You've got to remember that most people have most of their equity tied up in their biggest asset. They don't have a lot of liquid funds. So the ability to go through, pay for the marketing and do the marketing they want and any other slight renovations that they want to do is a huge thing. So taking that pressure away from people, making sure the property is presented as best we possibly can and going through and giving 6-star service is what we really want to do, and that's why we love working with Property Credit, and we've found our clients have been very, very positive towards the whole experience.
We will start. Who like to get the bidding up? $4,400,000 right here in the room. $4,900,000. $4,950,000. 4,950 is the bid at $4 million. I'm selling.
Auctions live bid.
5.7 with 5. 705. We're in the room. 5 bids, 705,000. 5,850,000. This time too. Okay, I'm not even going to look at you again.
Nathan, we're on live, are we? Our third finalist is representing one of our key sponsors in Bailey's. She's travelled up from Christchurch. She's the only female in our premier competition of 18. So let's see how she can handle these 17 rogues. But and her finalist, she's a great caller. Let's see whether she's going to do it today. We welcome her, Tina Chamberlain.
Many years ago, my husband said that I should become an auctioneer, as I'm so good at extracting his money. But the other day, he said I would be better off becoming a professional bidder because apparently I'm even better at spending it. But today, I've decided that I would like to be a marriage counsellor, and I want to impart my very first piece of advice to the ladies in the room. Extract the money, spend the money, be sure to win today because nothing captures a husband's heart better than a winning bid and a Northland farm. Welcome to 271 Patawa South Road, Patawa South in Whangarei. I'm Tina Chamberlain, privileged and proud to be working alongside Ben Turner and our Bailey's Country team. Now Ben assures me he's made all the relevant documentation very available, easily accessible. It's also on display today. 271 Patawa South Road offers approximately 158.38 hectares of freehold terra firma spread across 7 titles. They're all nicely and clearly outlined in the documentation, all held in the North Auckland Land Registry. Today's sale is plus GST. Success today requires you sign the document, complete the GST schedule and pay a deposit equal to 10% of today's purchase price. Your settlement will that's set down for Friday, May the 8th this year. Your bid today, folks, cash and unconditional, and by doing so I take it you've read, understood, accept the contract in its entirety, and I genuinely wish you the very best of luck. If you've ever driven through the countryside and thought, one day, oh hello sir, welcome.
Lovely to see you. I noticed in the agreement that the seller reserves the right to withdraw their property from sale before it has sold.
Yes.
Is this auction a sham?
No, it's not a sham. They have every intention to sell today, sir, so you just bid strong.
When might this event occur?
Pardon?
When might this event occur?
Sometimes it can occur if we leave the room with our top bidder and negotiate outside of the room. That's not going to happen today, sir. They've set a really realistic reserve, and I would hope that we're going to get a result out here on the floor. All the best of luck with your bidding. So if you've ever driven through the countryside and thought, one day I'd love a farm where I can try a bit of everything, well this is it. Because this isn't a farm that tells you what to do, it's a farm that you decide what comes next. And sometimes hectares, well, they don't tell the story. So picture this, 159 rugby fields of Northland farmland. That's not just a farm, it's a platform for production, diversification, and for the right buyer, a long-term land strategy underpinned by quality soils and fertile pastures. Put simply, this is a grass-growing factory. The fundamentals here, well, they're already proven. Easy contour, well subdivided for ease of management, and the income streams, well, they demonstrate versatility. Grazing, trading stock, seasonal cropping. The property is shown that it can pivot as markets change, and income here isn't tied to a single commodity cycle. The part that I love the most though, that's the initiative. The current owners, well, they've planted sunflowers and they haven't just grown a crop, they've grown crowds, cameras, visitors, a constant line of selfie takers, all whilst generating a seasonal income stream. Infrastructure here, well, that's already doing the heavy lifting. Calf rearing facilities ready for the next generation, and a 38-a-side herringbone shed that's sitting patiently like an old rugby player on the bench. Experienced, capable, and just waiting for the coach to pop it back on the field for impact. And tucked neatly into the property, there's also a 2-bedroom home, perfect for the farm manager or a rental income, but far enough away from the cows when they decide to wake up and start talking at 5 a.m. However, the clever buyers, folks, they will notice what sits underneath this farm. 7 titles, and that matters, because 7 titles don't just represent land, they represent liquidity. They represent options, they represent flexibility. Yet in under half an hour at the end of the day, you can kick off your gummies and you can put your feet in the sand, and the east coast of Northland is right there in front of you. So folks, when scale, income, infrastructure, location and land align like this, it becomes something more than a farm. It becomes leverage. And market tells you one thing: move quickly. Opening bid, opening offer. What do we say?
And do I see it?
Yes, sir, welcome.
I ran into one of the neighbours the other week and he said, sunflowers my backside. Inside those 20 acres, there's opium everywhere. That's why the returns are so good. Is there truth to this?
Well, I don't know. Maybe the neighbour's been in there and had a good look. I'm not too sure, but there's definitely no illegal substances on this property. Lots of people have been through the sunflowers. There's been no reports. The best of luck with your bidding today, sir. Would you like to open me up, start me away? Sure? I would have thought opening bid, opening offer. What do we think, folks? 1.8 million, kick us away? Oh, silence. Not quite Anzac Day yet. Wasn't looking for a minute's silence yet. What do we say? Do I go there on behalf of the vendor at 1.8 million and start us away? We're happy to move us forward on a vendor bid at $1.8 million. What do we say from here, folks? At 1.8 million, as I chase down even 50 from here?
1.5 or 1.6, please.
Oh, okay, 1.6. I'll retract my vendor bid. Are you absolutely sure you can't come up to 1.8, sir?
1.5.
1.6, you said. Okay, how about we take the 1.6?
1.5 or 1.6.
Yeah, 1.6. Let's run with 1.6, shall we? Well, I'm on a vendor bid at 1.8. I don't want to really retract it for anything less than really 1.6 then. How's that sound?
1.5.
Yeah, I'll give you 1.6, please.
Good on you, sir. There we go, 1.6. Invite you back in at 1.7, shall we? But at 1.6, we're under away buyers, and I've traced down even 100,000 from there. 200 would be better. But at 1.6 million, first opportunity now. Second opportunity.
100. And a dozen.
And a dozen. So at 1.7 and 12. At 1,700,000 and 12, welcome in. At 1,700,000 and 12, is there another 100 and a dozen there?
Half.
Half. At a half of 112 is 66. So at 112, 1,612 we are, 712. Sorry, can you just confirm
that was
your
my
bid?
bid.
56.
Yeah, yeah. So you're bidding 66.
56.
Yeah, oh, 56, okay. So at 1,700,000 and 12, and 66 is 78. Okay, 78 we go. At 1,600,000 and 78, what was your bid to?
56.
56.
Yep.
12, 56.
1768.
Oh, 1768. 1,768. Correct? Got you there? 2 minds are better than 1. 1,700,000 and 68.
Same.
68. For another 66?
56.
56. 56. 1,600,000 and 58 and 56. 17?
My bid's 1,824.
Okay, sorry, sir. 1,824. Okay, 1,824 and 56, 24 and 30 and 80. 1,880. Is that correct, sir? Comfy there? 1,880. There we go.
Yep.
1,880 and 60 and 56. 1,880 and 1,930. Is that right, Sue? 36? Yeah, 36. 1,009,000 and 36. At 1,009,000, 36, 36, 42 and 2 million and 2. Is that correct? Where are you, sir?
56.
56. Can you just give me a number, please?
1992.
1992. At 1,009,000 and 92. There we go. At 1,900,000 and 92, who takes me straight through the gate to 2 million and over and beyond now. At 1,009,000 92.
Make
First
it 48.
time. Sorry?
Make it 48.
1,900,000 and 92 and 2,000,000 and 40. At 2,000,000 and 40, there we go. At 2,000,000 and 40, under away at 2 million.
Make it 48.
48. So it's 19 and 92, 48,
2,048,000.
2 million and 48. At 2 million and 48, thank you. At 2 million and 48.
And again,
And another 48, is that, sir? What was the bid, please?
56.
56. Okay. And 48 and 56 is 48, 54 and 2104. 2104. At 2,104,000. At 2,104,000, there we go. At 2,104,000, is that the same, sir? 2,104,000, 08 and 58. No? 2,104,000, and you're giving me 58, correct?
56.
56. Can you just numerate your number for me, please?
2160, please.
2,160. At 2,160,000. At 2,160,000, there we go. For 2,160 for 1,590 square meters. But at
Okay.
2,160. Okay. Is that another
56.
56? At 2,158, was I?
2160.
2,160 and 58. 56. Sorry, I can't do it. I can't concentrate. No, I can't concentrate, Mark. Sorry.
What makes Bailey's altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home, every commercial property, every investment, every development, and every farm. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Bailey's, altogether better.
explore more auction solutions or book a demo, visit auctionslive.com.
Fourth contestant, fourth contestant is here. We'll do 5, then we'll have a quick break. But our next contestant is a local in Auckland. Probably never been near this joint, but apart from Shane, who went up at Airbnb next door for a day, who has? But nevertheless, we're here to sell this property on behalf of one of our major sponsors, Balfour and Thompson, today, and for that reason we welcome one of their premier auctioneers, Craig McNair.
They say that the best investment on earth is earth itself. And the 158 hectares of terra firma that this property and all of its buildings sit on is in the stellar location. Schools, shops, beautiful East Coast beaches, and most importantly the local tavern so close by. Proudly promoted by our professional powerhouse in all things property, Mr. Anthony Van Gessel, who offers up to you 271 Patawa South Road in Patawa South. That is how you know it, that is how I know it, that is how the courier knows it, but it's otherwise legally known as having that estate in freehold, containing 158.83 hectares of land, more or less, on those multiple lots, deposited plan, record of title, all found, bound and contained in that North Auckland Land Registry. The settlement date, Friday the 8th of May 2026, and please note, this is a plus GST transaction, if any. Now, this property, so good for your mind, body, soul, and investment future. This is where you take advantage of that Concord climb of capital gain to be had over time because of what it is and where it is. 65 fully fenced paddocks of effective, usable land. The advertising says opportunities endless, but we all know there's only one option here.
I notice in the agreement that the seller reserves the right to withdraw their property from sale before it's been sold.
As I described to you in my preamble, yes.
Is this auction a sham?
No. Owners allowed to do what they want when they're marketing their property, and we've made that very clear with you throughout the campaign.
When might this event occur?
I don't expect it to occur, but they do have that right to do that. Good luck with your bidding. I'll be looking for your first bid, sir. Good to have you. The timing of your question is very interesting. Now, as I said, opportunities endless was the advertising. There's only one option here, with those Fonterra shares and those payouts going through the roof. That option is to jump on that white gold dairy train. This is where the most beautiful and productive animals on earth will be grazing on those rolling hills. The Fonterra truck will roll down the road, filling up your bank account on the 1st of every month. Now, there are lifestyle options though. Build your dream home on that highest peak, capturing from your commanding vantage promontory. You'll love and you'll enjoy those sparkling waters by day, traversing into twinkling lights by night. Now, the current cabin or the current locality of the dwelling, cute, cozy, comfortable and functional, a winter and winter with that sunlight permeating into that living space there throughout the day. The kids will be able to run, jump and play all day long in their very own Eden Park out the back when they jump off that sun deck in the morning. Your lifestyle enhancing future of functionality, personality, locality, most importantly profitability. And now I look to you, looking for the hand up, so we can hand out your investment future. 1.5 to start us off there, sir.
No, sir, Mr. Auctioneer. I ran into one of the neighbours the other week and he said, sunflowers my backside. Inside those 20 acres there's opium everywhere. That's why the returns are so good. Any truth to this?
I would say that's a scurrilous accusation. Who starts me away? What about 1.5 to start us off? Looking for that 1.5 to start us away. What about you here, my first questioner? Or our litany of lies through here? What say you? Looking to start us away then. What about 1.5 to start us off? First, second, third call, Bendel bid with me at 1.5. Let's move forward from there now. At a bid there now at 1,500,000. Ben, you in with a bid here. What an awesome opportunity in that true sense of the word.
1.5 or 1.6, please.
You think I'm going to go the 1.5? No, I'll take the 1.6. Good to have you. 1.6. No, 1.6 with you?
1.5.
Well, I'll retract my bid at 1.5. I'll look for 1.6 now. At 1.5, the bid here. Need a 1.6 to go for 1.6 there. Good work. Found your competition. That's a good thing, sir. Take confidence with that. 1.6 there with you at the back now. Left versus right at 1.6 for another 100,000 on the rise. Now at 1.6, we move forward now. Ascending, reaching for the goal here. For what we have and where we have it at 1.6. 65 fully fenced paddocks of usable effective land at 1.6 bid first. Twice. At 1,600,000, 1.7.
100 and a dozen.
1,7 and 12. At 1,712,000 here. 1,7 and 12. 1,7 and 12 and 56. At 1,7 and 12, the bid there at 1,7 and 68. At 1,7 and 68, we have with you 1,7 and 68. Heard it didn't. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, my mate. 1,7 and 68, the bid, and another 56 at 68. We have at 68 at 1,8 and 8 and 1,8 and 14. At 1,8 and 14, 1,8 and 14, 1,7 and 68 with another 56 on the rise. At 1,7 and 58. Sorry, 1,7 and 68. At 68 the bid and another 56. 68, 10, 16. 1,8 and 16 the bid.
1,8 and 24.
1,8 and 24. Don't let me get in the way at 1,8 and 24 the bid now. At 1,8 and 24 we have 1,8 and 24 another 56. 1,8 and 24. At a bid there at 24. At 74, at 80 the bid we have. At 1,8 and 80 there with you at the back now. 1,8 and 80. 1,8 and 80, 1,9 and 26. At 1,9 and 26 now, picking up that monetary momentum here at 1,9 and 26 bid. 1,8 and 1,8 and 80. 1,8 and 80 and 56. 1,8 and 80 and 56 at 36, I should say. 1,9 and 36 the bid. 1,9 and 36 the bid with you now at 1,9 and 36 at 1,9 and 86 and 92. At 92 the bid at 1,9 and 92 the bid. 1,9 and 92. 1,9 and 92 we have now.
Make it 48.
1,9 and 92. 1,9 and 92 and 48 at 2 million and 1,9 and 92 at 2 million and 32 at 40 bid. At 2 million and 40 we have
48.
2 million and 40.
Make it 48.
Yep, 2 million and 40.
Make it 48.
Oh, again on top. Again, 2 million and 40, another 48.
My bid is 2 million and 48.
2 million and 48. Yeah, that's what I said. At 2 million and 48. At 2 million and 48 we have now. At 2 million and 48. With another 56 or 48. 2 million and 48. With another 48 on the rise then at 2 million and 48 at 88 at 96 bid. At 2 million and 96. 2 million and 48 here. And another 56 on the rise. Okay. 2 million and 48 with 56 on the rise at 48 and 56 at 2104. 2104 bid. At 2104. 2104. Peace be with you too, brother. At 2104 the bid. At 2104. Now, at 2104 and 56 at 2104 and 56 at 60. At 21 and 60 the bid. At 21 and 60 back here with my mate. At 21 and 60. 21 and 60 with another 56 then at 21 and 60 at 22 and 22 and 06, 22 and 16. 22 and 16 we have now. At 2, 2 and 16, we call it away here now. At 2, 2 and 16 for another 56 on the rise at 2, 2 and 16 bid we have now. Planning your future here at 2, 2 and 16. First call at 2, 2 and 16. Twice in penultimate chance at 2,216,000 the bid, the call, the offer now. Third call at 2, 2 and 16. At 2, 2, could take a 10. Definitely a 2 or 2.2. Okay, 2, 2 and 18 the bid. With the Winston Churchill on the uptake there now at 2, 2 and 18 we have. 2, 2 and 20. At 2, 2 and 20 we have there at the back.
500.
At 2, 2 and 20. Again, on top of your own bid.
500.
Oh, 2, 2 and 20. 2, 2 and 20 the half. 2, 2, 20 the half the bid now. Planning your future here at 2, 2, 20 the half. 2, 2 and 21. Or 2, 2 and 25 bid we have. 2, 2 and 25 and a half. 2, 2 and 25 the half bid with you.
Any subsequent bid is 5.5 for me.
Roger that. 2, 2 and 25 the half bid. 27 the half we have. 27 the half then. Could be V for victory, but who knows, probably not. For this property here at 2, 2, 27 the half bid we have now. 2, 2, 27 the half, looking for your 5.5, or what say you? 2, 2 and 27 the half then once, twice. For that third call, any other bid then for a 5, 2 or a 1? Well, at 2, 2, 27 the half the bid then, I'm happy to announce that we're on the market, we sell it away. At 2, 2 and 27 the half the bid then, 27 the half then for another 5.5 on the rise there. At 33 the bid with you now. At 33 the bid, at 2, 2 and 33 with you. Correct? 2, 2, 33 bid. You want to go another 5.5. 2, 2 and 33, 38 the half. 38 the half, keep going. Oh, I like this game at 38 the half. And another 5.5 at 38 the half, 39 at 44 there. At 2, 2 and 40 the bid we have now. At 2, 2 and 40 with you. 2, 2, 4, 38 the half. You were 2, 2, 38 the half. And another 5.5, 39 at 44. 2, 2 and 44 we have. At 2, 2 and 44. 2.3. At 2.3, good play. At 2.3 the bid. 2.305 the half. At 2.305 the half we have now. At 2.305 the half. 2.305 the half at 07 the half. At 2.307 the half with you now. At 2.307 the half. At 2.3 and 13. At 2.3 and 13. Experience this. At 2.3 and 13. At 2.3 and 13 we call it away now. At 2.3 and 13 that white gold train. Here at 32, 2.3 and 33 the bid. First call.
What's the current bid?
2, 2, 2, 3 and 33.
13.
2, 3 and 13. 2, 3 and 13 cognitive
56.
dissonance. 2, 3 and 13.
56.
2, 3 and 13, and he's back with his tricky 56 at 2, 3 and 13 at 66 and 72 the bid. 2, 3 and 13 and 56 at 66, 69. At 69 we have. At 2, 3 and 69 we have now. 2, 3 and 69 at 2, 3 and 74 the half. At 2, 3, 74 the half.
Actually, make it 2 and 3/8.
2 and 3/8. 2 and 3/8. So 2, 3 and 75. 2, 3, 75 with you now. At 2, 3 and 75 bid. Back here with you through the middle here. At 2, 3 and 75. Any better offer now at 2, 3 and 75. I sell it away now on that first call. At 2, 3 and 75. I sell it away right now here. Hammer coming down and going to be a selling. Second call at 2, 3 and 75. Third call. Looking for that hint, inkling, indication, signal, spherical suggestion. Have another go. At 2, 3 and 75. For your 56. Checking in with you. For another 5, 2 or a 1. What say you? For another 5, 2 or a 1. Haven't forgotten about you or anyone else. Currently here. Fairly bid and offered now. I sell it. First, second, third call. Not a whisper, not a syllable or a sound. I sell it away. It is going, it is. Show! Well, what an awesome property. What a great opportunity for you to be able to enjoy. Congratulations there. Take possession and prosper, sir. Commiserations to our underbidders. Look forward to bringing the hammer down at another Bath and Thompson auction for you very, very soon.
What makes Bailey's altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home, every commercial property, every investment, every development, and every farm. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Bailey's, altogether better.
To explore more auction solutions or book a demo, visit auctionslive.com.
But we make sure that all the transactions go through property credit. It takes me out of the equation and it goes through and just makes the whole transaction seamless, which is really good. My assistant, she just loves the process. She sends it out and she finds the responsiveness on the property credit side phenomenal. Like, there's great communication. It's just a very easy, seamless process, which is great. The portal is extremely easy to use, and the way they go through it, look after and personalise our client service, which is really important to us, and giving 6-star service. You've got to remember that most people have most of their equity tied up in their biggest asset. They don't have a lot of liquid funds. So the ability to go through, pay for the marketing and do the marketing they want, and any other slight renovations that they want to do, is a huge thing. So taking that pressure away from people, making sure the property is presented as best we possibly can, and going through and giving 6-star service is what we really want to do, and that's why we love working with property credit, and we've found our clients have been very, very positive towards the whole experience.
We will start. Who like to get the bidding up? $4,400,000 right here in the room. $4,900,000. $950,000. 4950 is the bid at 4 million. I'm selling.
Auctions live bid.
5.7 to 5. 705. You're in the room. 5 bids, 705,000. 5,850,000. This zone 2. Okay, I'm not even going to look at you again. 5,850,000.
Auctions live bid.
5,650,000.
Auctions live bid.
5,000 again back here in the room. 5,655 it is. 5.6.
Auctions live bid.
5,850. First, second, third and final. Quick finish. Done.
We're introduced to property credit, and then once they sort of dropped everything on the table, it was like, oh my God, we've been looking for a product like this. We'd been
The last before the break is one of our 7 Australians who have ventured over here this time. We're thrilled to see him back here after his sojourn last year. He has subsequently been an Australasian finalist. So we're getting into the big guns here, and give him a great round of applause from Apollo Auctions, one of our major sponsors, Greg Bryden.
After landing at Auckland Airport yesterday, I was asked by the customs officer if I had any conditions of entry. Slightly confused, I said, well, only my condition of nyctohylophobia. It's the fear of not winning. He smiled at me and said, don't worry, mate, plenty of Aussies come over here with that. Apparently it only gets worse in New Zealand. Buyers, neighbours, auction lovers and onlookers, hello! Happy Monday and welcome to the auction of 271 Petawa South Road. On behalf of Rukuwai Farms, our vendors and their representative, Mr. McDonald, while he still has a farm, we'd just like to say thanks for taking the time out of your Monday to be here with us. For those that I've not met before, I'm simply here to back up the brilliant work done by the terrific Tracy Dalzell and the entire team from Bailey's up in Northland. What we offer you, it is a property legally identified as an estate in freehold, spread over a heptalogy of titles, totalling an impressive 158.83 hectares. Better known to all of the locals simply though as number 271. The goods, what passes with the property upon the sale, well, there have been no variations to that documentation that you've been provided. I do note the inclusion of the water pumps and the electric fencing units. They must be used in isolation. All bids today will be placed plus GST, and if you are our purchaser, you'll be signing and filling out Schedule 3 as well as paying that 10% deposit, with settlement to take place in some 53 days or so. Now, part of my earlier diagnosis was also phrenomophobia. It's the fear of surprise questions. So if you do have any last minute matters, now would be a less surprising time to raise those. Not so surprising. Hello.
I noticed in the agreement that the seller reserves the right to withdraw their property from sale before it is sold.
Yes.
Is this auction a sham?
Definitely not a sham, sir. That's just in the Schedule 2, the auction conditions that are included in that documentation there.
When might this occur?
When might this occur? If the bidding is not at a level that they seem comfortable with, if there's any questions around who might be bidding, again, I hope we're all going to bid in good faith today, but it's always up to them to withdraw that auction or the property from auction at any time, sir. But with our vendor and their representatives, is very clear on having or having had a farm, not keeping it, sir. Does that answer your question? Should I tempt fate and see if there's any surprises on this side of the room? Well, geez, buyers, some properties are polished. Others are packed with possibility. This is a farm that doesn't just offer you land, it offers you options. Rolling paddocks, mixed usability, and enough flexibility to create multiple income streams depending on your preference for penny pursuing activities. Dry stock, productive. Sunflower fields, well, they are blooming, and the dairy farm is absolutely capable. All the ingredients are laid out on the table. It's just now a matter of which recipe you'd like to run. Now the accommodation, well, let's just say that's laid back rural living. It seems that the barns may have been better looked after than the houses, which in farming terms simply mean the priorities are in the right order. And the water catchments around the property are second to none. Ponds, reservoirs, natural drainage. It's the kind of setup that when the rain rolls in across the Northland Hills will have you looking out the window and saying, damn. For those of you visiting from the city, the livestock and space, well, it might feel foreign at first. But give it a little time. The noise quietens down. The pace, it slows. And the only thing that you'll be worried about is whether you ever really want to return to the city. To safeguard your future investment, there's even a clause in the contract around farm husbandry. Now, based on my wife's feedback and the feedback of most marriages, I think it's safe to say that farm whiffery might be a safer clause for longevity. Buyers, this is rural living with upside, flexibility, and just enough sunflowers to brighten each and every day. The barns are ready, the 65 paddocks are primed, and the income streams are waiting to be milked. Buyers, who takes the bull by the horns? Who's ready to stake their claim here in Petawa South? Opening bids, opening offers.
Mr. Auctioneer.
Oh, hello, sir.
I ran into one of the neighbours the other week and he said, sunflowers my backside. Inside those 20 acres, there's opium everywhere. That's why the returns are so good. Any truth to this?
So just to clarify, when you say you ran into them, was that vehicular or just seeing them down the street? Because that might be where you're in trouble, not our vendors. Sir, absolutely nothing to my knowledge. Sunflowers are what we are farming here. Again, hopefully it's going to brighten up your day, sir. Would you like to potentially start us off with a sunny bid, sir? Maybe $1 a square metre is a nice place to play. 1,588,000 could be a nice place to start off. Happy to suggest that figure, buyers. At 1.5, 1,588 is a number to play with. I did look at the square feet, but that's north of 17 million, probably just a little bit adventurous. Buyers, 1,588 as our square metres. I'm happy to go there first and lead the way on a vendor bid. Well, no delays. We'll go there straight away. 1,588 buyers. Happy to go to 1,650 as that next manoeuvre. Seems like you are all here for the land. At $1,588,000, let's see where we land after the auction. But at 1,588 buyers, we'll bid of the way now. First call.
1.5 or 1.6, please.
1.5 or 1.6. Well, sir, I'm paid to take the higher number, so we're going to call it $1.6 million with you, sir.
Actually, make it 1.5.
You sure? We're going to get there eventually. Can we go to 1.6, sir? Okay, 1.5. We'll do it your way, sir. At $1.5 million, you wouldn't match me at the vendor bid, sir? Okay, $1.5 million. Stern man you are today.
1.6, please.
1.6. Welcome in. Very kind of you, sir. Welcome in, and please is very good for the rest of the day. At $1.6 million on the right-hand side, sir. Do we get another 100 on top? Match that blow for blow. But at 1.6 on the right-hand side, quickly now, buyers, we'll bid of the way once at $1,600,000 only. Second opportunity at
100 and a dozen.
100 and a dozen, so 112, so 1712 at $1,712,000. At 1712, are we going to pause for dramatic effect with all the bids, sir? At 1712, yes, sir. Half that, so 1,712. You're going to put up 106 on top, so that'll make it 1,818. At 1,818 or 1,750, sir. You're at once half his bid or half your last. Half his bid, so you're going to put up 56, sir. My apologies. So 1712, that'll make you 68. At 1,768 now, 1,768,000 with your 56. Yes, sir. That'll make us 24 at 1,824. At 1,824 with yours again, sir, and 80. At 1,880 now on the 56. At 1,880, who makes it 936. At 1,936 now. At 1,992, sir. At 1,992. At 1,992.
48.
2,048,000, sir. Continuing the pattern at $2,048,000 now at 2,048, and again at 114, at 2,114, at 2,104. My apologies. At 2,104, the 10 disease, it's back, sir. At 2,104, the only disease is on the farm though. At 2,104, yes, sir. Same again. at 2104 and 60, at 21 and 60 now, $2,160,000, 21 and 60, 22 and 16, at 22 and 16 now, at $2,216,000. We bid it away now once, at 2216 the bid, the money, the offer, twice, at 2216 for the opportunity and the boat, third and final at 2216. That'll make you happy, sir, boats, wouldn't it? 220,000 on top. We're at 22 and 16 or two of those. We're at 22 and 16, sir. I'm going to take you at 20,000, at 22 and 36, at 2,236.
2 grand.
2,000, 22 and 18. Can't blame me for trying, sir. Is that the value of the boat? At 22 and 18?
And again.
And again at 22 and 20 or your 56, sir? At 22 and 18, we're going to go to 74. At 22 and 22 and 20. At 2,220. Richie Benno's smiling. Summer at 2220. 2220 the half. At 2220 the half. Not stuttering here. At 2,220 and the half. Yes, sir. 5. At 2225 the half. At 2,225 and a half thousand.
Any subsequent bid will be 5.5 for me.
Will be 5.5. So is that going to change that bid that you just made,
No.
sir? Okay, 2225 the half. Let's see how good the memory is. At 2225 the half, 2227 the half. At 2227 the half, sir. Is there anything over here or at the back? But at 2,227 and a half thousand, it had its time once. At 2227 and a half, twice. 2227 and 5 third and final at 2227 and 5. No changes, Mr. McDonald. It's going to be old McDonald here at 2227 and 5. We sell no better bid at 2227 and 5. The time has come, buyers. 5.5 and 33 at 22 and 33. Good bid. And again at 22 and 38 and a half. At 2238 and a half. And again and 2244 at 22 and 44 at 2,244.
Round it up.
2244, 2.3 at 2.3 with a 56. He's back again, sir. At 2.3 million on the left-hand side. Good bid at $2.3 million on the left. 2305 and 5 at 2305 and 5. Sir, do you just want to make it 11? Be a little less convenient than 7-Eleven. You sure? At 2305 and 5. At 2305 and 5. It's with you, sir. At 2,305 the half. We go once. 2307 and 5. So we're going to take you at the 2. At 2307 and 5. At 2307 and 5 and 13. At 23 and 13. 2,313,000. Unlucky for some, sir. At 2,313. It'll be a good day for you. Once.
56.
At 23 and 13 and 89. At 23 and 89. The bid, the money, the offer. At 2,389 is at 94 and 5, sir. 23 and 56. At 23 and 56.
No, my bid is 2313.
2313.
Yes.
And did you make it 23 and 56, sir?
56.
56, 69, at 23 and 69, my apologies, at 2,369 on the right hand side, at 2,374 and a half, at 2,374 and a half thousand dollars.
Actually make it 2 and 3/8.
2,374 and a half, so you're going to make it 2,375, just the extra 500 on top, at $2,375,000. We make it 2.5 to go, but at 2,375 on the left hand side. We add 8 on top now, but at 2,375 for the land, the opportunity once. At 2,375 twice, sir. Anything over the rear or down in front? Any boats around? Third and final at 2,375. And we quote your fears, sir, at 2,375. It goes, definitely out. We are sold. To those that attended and bid, we thank you. To our purchaser, may the paddocks be green, the dams, they be full, and the sunflowers always point towards the sun. My name is Greg Wright, and have a great afternoon.
Right, we have a 15-minute break before caller number 6.
What makes Bailey's altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home, every commercial property, every investment, every development, and every farm. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Bailey's, altogether better.
here. You know what I mean? So when you take that property to the market, they're expecting it to be perfect. And a lot of sellers are just, they just don't have that sort of cash flow at the moment to really make their home perfect.
To explore more auction solutions or book a demo, visit auctionslive.com.
But we make sure that all the transactions go through property credit. It takes me out of the equation and it goes through and just makes the whole transaction seamless, which is really good. My assistant, she just loves the process. She sends it out and she finds the responsiveness on the property credit side phenomenal. Like, there's great communication. It's just a very easy, seamless process, which is great. The portal is extremely easy to use, and the way they go through it, look after and personalise our client service, which is really important to us, and giving 6-star service. You've got to remember that most people have most of their equity tied up in their biggest asset. They don't have a lot of liquid funds. So the ability to go through, pay for the marketing and do the marketing they want, and any other slight renovations that they want to do, is a huge thing. So taking that pressure away from people, making sure the property is presented as best we possibly can, and going through and giving 6-star service is what we really want to do, and that's why we love working with property credit, and we've found our clients have been very, very positive towards the whole experience.
We will start. Who like to get the bidding up? $4,400,000 right here in the room. $4,900,000. 4,950,000. 4,950 is the bid at $4,000,000. I'm selling.
Auctions live bid.
5.7. The 5,705. You're in the room. 5,705,000. 5,850,000. This zone too. Okay, I'm not even going to look at you again.
Auctions live bid.
5,650,000.
Auctions live bid.
5,000 again back here in the room. 5,655 it is. 5.6.
Auctions live bid.
850. First, second, third and final. Quick finish. Done.
We're introduced to property credit, and then once they sort of dropped everything on the table, it was like, oh my God, we've been looking for a product like this. We'd been using another one, but it was very, very long-winded, the way the forms that had to be filled out, the compliance. Their marketing, our outstanding marketing was just getting to a level where it was becoming an issue. And so it was a lovely vehicle for us to turn that around. And we managed to, in a reasonably short time. We're in the real estate business, we're not in the finance business. You guys are the finance business, so you take care of that, and it works beautiful. Thank you. All I can say is that, across the business, since we've introduced it, it has made life a lot easier. What we're finding with property credit, we can get the gardens done, we can get the paint done, we can launch a good, strong marketing campaign, and it's making the difference.
Break
What makes Bailey's altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home, every commercial property, every investment, every development, and every farm. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Bailey's, altogether better.
So we're finding a lot of that.
Former Australasian champion, never commits to being in a competition, but the only certainty about going to Melbourne this year with our 4 Kiwis is that we'll be up against the big boys. So he comes here, takes all our knowledge, gets our judges' intel, and takes it home and uses it. A smart man, right? Peter Walker is... If you don't talk to anyone but one person over this 2.5 days, have a yarn with a big fella. He'll always give you a little quip and something to take home which will improve your calling. The head of the New Zealand chapter now for Rhines at our national championships, which are 4 weeks away, is Lisa Yardley. Was a multiple Rhines finalist. She won the Harcourts one year when, during COVID, I was a judge from Auckland. I just gave her full marks the whole way and beat Northie, and she got the money courtesy of my bidding on a countback, which was thrilling for me. So we'll talk about that later. One of Auckland's premier buying brokers is Karen Atwood, and she's here. Give her a round of applause. And Karen sees all sorts of auctioneers, rings me up and goes, "Why does he do this? Why does she do that?" And I go, "Oh, okay." She expects me to do something to help her clients to buy their property cheaper. Wow, very nice. Jason Hussey from Trade Me's been replaced by John Bowring. We only bring Jason in for the big items. Jason, of course, is an auction junkie. That's why he works for Trade Me. Whereas John Bowring is auctioneer bar none in Central City, working for Ray White. And John's a multiple New Zealand finalist and a 2-time Australasian finalist as well. I tripped him up, the big guy, at Q Theatre with a whole lot of 5s in my bids. What year was that, John? 18. He's still not too angry about that. Sabina Davison is my judging rock over the last 10 years. She's been the girl that I can go to and offers a no-nonsense approach to it. Also a very, very fine orator in her own respect as well, Sabina Davison. Right, so Nathan, we are now going to bring through contestant number 6 in this first heat. This is a bloke who's had more holidays than the rest of us put together. And he's back home and he works for one of our major sponsors in Bailey's Real Estate. He's based in Christchurch. Is he there, Maury?
Soon. Waiting for the planes from Dubai.
The good news is a couple of boys who've come up from Christchurch have hit the tarmac, so they'll be in a bit later. Give him a great round of applause, please. He is George Oman.
Right, folks, now I know what you're thinking. Now, why would we listen to this auctioneer, this city slicker, this almond flat white drinker, with hands soft as grandma's stubble, who's never milked a cow before? But to you, I'd say you don't have to be an All Black to spot a good player, nor do you have to be born on a farm to spot the opportunity that number 271 Pātawa South Road presents. Presenting the property in the marketplace, that's been Tracy Dalzell of Bailey's in the north, and George Oman is my name, here in the capacity as your auctioneer, hopefully guiding you along on your journey towards ownership today. Of course, it's been a privilege. It's been a pleasure to have marketed the property to today's juncture. And I know she's furnished you with all the necessary, all the relevant documentation here to assist you in your decision making. It describes that property at 271 as that estate and freehold. It comprises some 158.8328 hectares more or less. Vacant possession is assured to you on that settlement date, noted down to be the 8th of May this year. That's also our GST date for those who notice that was blank on the front page of our contract. All bids are placed and collected, on that plus GST if any basis. So alongside signing the contract and paying that deposit, we'll get you to fill out that GST information in that third schedule in that contract that you have seen. Now there are some further terms, clause 23, as to the farm husbandry, and that's not what it sounds like from you from the West Coast. And of course, that 25th clause as to the chattels there as well. Now there has been no value assigned to those chattels, so they are bought and sold on that basis. Now, I'm very comfortable with the contracts, with the terms. If there are any questions, though, pertaining to that process or indeed to the property here, anything therein, now would be the time to address them.
Mr. Auctioneer.
Sir.
I notice in the agreement that the seller reserves the right to withdraw the property from sale before it has been sold. Is this auction a sham?
No, sir, and that's only with, they only would have the right to withdraw it if they haven't declared the reserve. But they very much, their intention is here to be sold today. Make no mistake about it.
When might it happen?
It's very unlikely to happen in this case, sir. Good luck in your bidding, though, if you are here to bid. Any other questions while we're at it? Jolly good. Well, I'm loving what we have on offer here at number 271. You're situated just 30 minutes from Whangarei, and of course, you're investing in that sizable landholding, some 158.8 hectares, more or less, sitting right there in that Goldilocks, not too far, not too close. Of course, benefiting from the city fringe living and all the lifestyle benefits, but of course enjoying that rural seclusion there as well. And in this part of the world, the only AI you need to be worried about is artificial insemination. Now, over the course of over the farm, you'll see that there is no irrigation, and with 1,500 mils of annual rainfall, why would there be? For those rare days off that our rural community enjoy, where you've got the winterless north on your doorstep. That abounds with beaches, to the north, the south, and the east there as well. The property itself, though, strategically split into 7 titles, all under that rural production zone, and not hard to see why when we look at the grass growing machine that it is. Certainly lends its suitability to a variety of contexts, be it profitable grazing operations, that dairy conversion possibility, or further diversifying our vendors' endeavours already, having planted some 8 hectares, more or less, of those sunflowers. Now, with good infrastructure already in place, it's well fenced into 65 paddocks, effective and efficient central racing for the ease of that stock management, and not to be confused with Wellington Harbour, we also have the effluent ponds. Tidy 2-bedroom dwelling, well, that sits across, providing perhaps that income diversity or perhaps that comfortable accommodation there as well. You've got that existing 38-a-side herringbone shed, meaning that cost to convert back to dairy, well, that's minimal for you as well. And that in a nutshell is what we offer up here at number 271. Historical performance, current production and future flexibility. Continue grazing, convert back to dairy at that low cost option, or sell those titles that might be surplus to requirement. This block presents nothing but opportunity of plenty. Now put it in your hands, buyers, to start me away with an opening bidder offer to begin. Sir, my question? Sir.
I ran into one of the neighbours the other week and he said, sunflowers my backside. Inside those 20 acres there's opium everywhere. That's why the returns are so good. Any truth to this?
Well, opium's a bit outside of my pay grade, sir. I only saw the sunflowers. So bid and buy on the basis that's all you get. If there is opium and you know about it though, might be a good place to buy if you're concerned about that return. Can we start it away? Okay. Sir? Guys, I would have thought around 10,000 a hectare would have been fair starting. Let's round it up to say 1.6 to begin. Who wants to start me away? Well, silence isn't a strategy I've seen work in this room before. I'm happy to start it away on behalf of my owners, 1.6 million on that vendor bid, and I do so immediately without any delay. Buyers at $1,600,000, look to move forward to say 1.7 easily now, $1,600,000 on that first time I called it away. 1.6.
1.5 or 1.6, please.
1.6 then, sir. Happy to withdraw my vendor bid. Withdraw my vendor bid.
Well, 1.5.
Well, I prefer the second number, sir. Can we go 1.6? Very hard to work out your bidding strategy, but okay, we'll work with you at 1.5, sir, and the best of luck to you. Good place for a start. 1.6, look to just sort of go back to the opening figure at 1.6 would be the
1.6, please.
Appreciate it. Compliant for a change. Welcome in, sir. 1,600,000. Welcome in at 1,600,000. There's your competition. I chase down 100 more and I make no delay first time at 1.6 million. Twice bid. Third final call.
100 and a dozen.
112, sir. 1,712,000. At 1,712. 1,712, 50, 62, 67. At 1,767. 62, 30. Can you enumerate your bid for me, please, sir?
It's 56, so that makes it 1,768.
1,768. Appreciate it, sir. 1,768,000 on the right-hand side.
Same.
Perfect. 62 was it? 1768. 1768. 1770. 18 and 30. 1,830,000. Welcome into my third bidder here. It's a no, sir.
Bid 56.
56. 1768, sir. And 56. Crikey Dick. 1768 and 56. 1768, 74. 18 and 24. The 1,824,000. Appreciate the clarification here. At 1,824,000, it's 56 again, isn't it? 18 and 24. 18 and 80. 1,880,000 back in front with my second bidder here at 1,880,000. 1,936. At 19 and 36. Just a minute, we'll get there together. 19 and 36 and 42 and 92 the offer at 19 and 92 with you, sir. At 1,992,000. On the subtle nod at the very best. At 1,992,000.
Making 48.
1,992,000. 2,040,000. 2,040,000 back in front at 2,040,000. Sorry, 2,040,000. 2,048,000. Okay, it's an interesting way to choose to do that, but I'm here to work for you and with you at 2,048,000.
And again,
Of course it is. 2,048,000. We've been 58, 2,048,000, 58, 96. No, 2,106,000. You write your bid for me, sir? Oh, 2,056,000.
2104 is
2104. Appreciate it here. 2,104,000 the offer back on the right hand side. 56 again. 2104. The 2160. At 2,160,000. 2,160,000, and there we are at 2,214,000. 2,216,000. At 2,216,000 bid on the right hand side. At 2,216,000 on the first call. At 2,216,000 twice bid. At 2,216,000 third. I'm glad they're that way around for a start. At 2,216,000. Do we say 2,220,000, sir, or is that 2,218,000? 2,218,000 here. Variety of bidding styles at 2,220,000 back in front, or the same as your previous bid. Same as his bid. 2,220,000. At 2,000,000. 500,000 more? No, it's worth a try. 2,220,500. At 2,220,500. First time I call it away. 2,225,500. At 2,225,500, bidding on the left.
Any subsequent bid of mine is 5.5.
Jolly good. At 2,225,500, 5.5 every time. 27 and 5 with you at 2,227,500. First time I called it away here at 2,227,500. Twice called. Third and final time at 2,227,500 here. Anything further on the right? Unless I say anything further, we're on the market and it sells at 2,227,500. I bid it away to my starter here at 2,233,000. At 2,233,000, and again on top of yourself, sir. 38.5. I love your style. On 2,238,000, and another 5.5 at 43 and 5. At 49.
My current bid is 2,244.
2,244.
Yeah.
On top of yourself again then?
No, that's the
At 2,244,000. Appreciate it. At 2,244,000. First time I call it away twice. 2,244,000, excuse me. Round it up to 2,300,000. At 2,300,000, Lisa, correct me, I'm taking that bid, sir. At 2,300,000 at 2 and 44, 56,000, but not from you, that's a 5.5 at 2,305 and 5. At 2,305,500, I bid it away. 305 and 307 and a half. At 2,307 and 5. 2,307 and 2,313 the offer. At 2,313,000, bidding on the left. First time I called it away.
56.
2,307 and 56 at 63. At 2,3 and 60. 307 and a half. 313 and 56. 69. At 2,369,000 here. First time I called it away. At 2,3 and 69. Twice. There we are at 74 and 5. 2,374 the half. First time.
Actually, make it 2 and 3/8.
2,374 and 5. 2 and 3. It's another 500. I appreciate it, sir. 2,375. At 2,375, a small amount, and he's bid on top of himself. Well done. At 2,375, first, second, third, and final call for the Monterey bidder on at 2,375,000. It is selling, all done. You're absolutely out, sir. How are we going down here? At 2,375,000. Third and final call. Well, you chaps will get your hair cut. It's going at 2,375,000. It is going, and it is. Congratulations. Full Suffering Event, a fantastic way to buy the property. All the very best. Enjoy it to those. All the best in your continued searches. Thank you very much.
Well done.
What makes Bailey's altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home, every commercial property, every investment, every development, and every farm. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Bailey's, altogether better.
They just don't have that sort of cash flow at the moment to really make their home perfect.
To explore more auction solutions or book a demo, visit auctionslive.com.
But we make sure that all the transactions go through property credit. It takes me out of the equation and it goes through and just makes the whole transaction seamless, which is really good. My assistant, she just loves the process. She sends it out and she finds the responsiveness on the property credit side phenomenal. Like, there's great communication. It's just a very easy, seamless process, which is great. The portal is extremely easy to use, and the way they go through it, look after and personalise our client service, which is really important to us, and giving 6-star service. You've got to remember that most people have most of their equity tied up in their biggest asset. They don't have a lot of liquid funds. So the ability to go through, pay for the marketing.
Support by Jason and his team, and the premises have been outstanding. Looks like a long-term venue lurking unless Queenstown can quarter their prices. The other sponsors, of course, with Auctions Live, Maury and Nathan are their representatives here. Rosie and the team at ABC Photosign has been amazing. Bailey's, Harcourt's, Bath and Thompson, and the troops from Apollo Auction. Welcome to Jo, she's here somewhere. Appreciate their whole team. being involved. And we will now call our next competitor as we reach number 7 out of 9. And this fella is, he's a gem. He's recently married. I'm told to mention that. So all of those jokes, they'll come out now. Did I tell you the one about my wife? No. Okay, well, sorry. Did I tell you about the one? You must see it's all the way from one of our major sponsors, Harcourts. This time in the Hawke's Bay, it's Raven Caldergut.
New Zealand farmers will often tell you that the most important thing in any property is a good, strong fence line. Because a fence line tells you exactly where the opportunities begin and where they end. And folks, the fence line we will be talking about here today wraps around over 1.5 million square metres of Northland countryside. Welcome to 271 Petawa South Road in Petawa South. A substantial rural holding spanning 158.83 hectares, just over 392 acres, positioned out here in the beautiful Whangarei Peninsula. Now, if at any point you forget what paddock you are in, just simply glance up at the screen here at the pictures provided by our wonderful team at Auctions Live, and it will quickly remind you of the scale and beauty of what sits behind those gates. Now, if you feel like you've seen these photos before, you'd certainly be right, as these owners have made the right choice and marketed the property over the last few weeks with a platinum package on New Zealand's #1 property website, Trade Me Property. Now, all of the documentation and marketing material, well, that's been provided to you by our marketing agents here at Harcourts Hawke's Bay. That documentation we worked through here today, taken as read and understood, and will likely be signed with you on the bonnet of the Jeep after the auction. Now, after that, feel free to grab, steal and take the pen with which you sign. Actually, speaking of grab, steal and take, just a friendly reminder that your enthusiastic bids here today will be plus GST, if any. Now, today we are selling an estate in freehold comprising approximately 158.8328 hectares, more or less. Now, the land that has more titles than King Charles III, 7 titles to be exact, offering flexibility for future ownership opportunities. Settlement date, well, that is set down on that agreement for Friday the 8th of May 2026. Now, being the very intelligent folk you are, I doubt there would be many questions here today, but if there are, now's a good chance before I'm preoccupied elsewhere very shortly. Not yet, perfect.
Mr. Auctioneer.
Yes, there he is. Welcome, sir.
I notice in the agreement that the seller reserves the right to withdraw their property from sale before it is sold.
Correct.
Is this auction a sham?
No, it's not a sham, sir. They have very clear instructions. They would like it sold today.
When might that happen?
Well, that might happen at any point, because under 2.6 of the contract, they can, like you said, withdraw it at any time and sell it out there. That is not their prerogative to do so. But if the bidding stops, we don't get reserve, and you hold the highest bid, that is an option that it could potentially be withdrawn and sold outside of the room. So to ensure that doesn't happen, if you hold the highest bid, we will come and speak to you first. Does that answer your question? Fantastic. I hope to hear from you very shortly. I'm sure I will. Any further questions at the moment, folks? Beautiful. Well, once you pass through the gates of 271 Petawa South Road, you will quickly realise that this is a property offering versatility. The extensive land, well, that grazes enough cows for them to star in their own music video called Dairy to Be Different, and it highlights the productive nature of this impressive holding. The quintet of farm infrastructure, barns, sheds, races, yards and cowshed, along with that effluent ponds, support a range of farming operations should a purchaser wish to diversify in the future. Now, with 65 paddocks across the property, day-to-day management, well, it's simple and efficient, and with that many paddocks across the farm, there are certainly enough gates for you to take offence. And by the end of each day, you'll either have very well managed stock or exceptionally strong calves. The offering, well, that is enhanced by a 2-bedroom dwelling on the property, allowing for comfortable accommodation or to shed the light on added potential income in the future. Speaking of shedding, there is an abundance of shedding on offer here, which provides excellent space for machinery, equipment, and the tools required to operate at this scale. Because when the land is as big as this, it's fair to say the toys tend to get a little bit bigger as well. But what truly sets this property apart from the rest is the one thing you cannot change: location. Just minutes from the exceptional East Coast beaches and Pārua Bay, which, by the way, only 636 people live there, so it offers the rare balance of productive farmland and coastal lifestyle. So whether your day involves moving stock across paddocks or heading down the road to enjoy the ocean breeze and a quiet evening overlooking the water, this property offers what Hannah Montana won't stop singing about: the best of both worlds. And for those here today looking for that opportunity where possibilities stretch just as far as the land itself, then today might just be the moment where you step across that fence line. Don't find yourself standing on the wrong side of it. All you need to do to feel that fresh breeze in the air tomorrow is put your hand in the air today. So I look to you now. Who's going to be the first to put the peg in the ground and open that first gate with an opening bid or offer from the floor? Start me where you will, unless you have another question, of course.
Oh, Mr. Auctioneer.
Yes, sir.
I ran into one of the neighbours the other week. And he said, sunflowers my backside. Inside those 20 acres, there's opium everywhere. That's why the returns are so good. Any truth to this?
Well, sir, I'm not too sure about what is growing in any of the paddocks, including the sunflowers, so I wouldn't quite be able to help you there. Hope your agent's been able to do that there, but you're buying all titles at one there, so we can't exclude any sunflowers for you, sorry. All right, but with that in mind, do you want to start me off with an opening bidder offer? Anybody in the room? $1 a square metre, anybody? Do we see $1 a square metre for about 1.588 million? That's where my suggestion would be. As I open it out to you now, you dilly-dally, I will not. Last chance before I start a vendor bid. Well, I've called it. We're going to forget the change, but we'll start with $1 a square metre at 1.588 million. Invite you to take me straight to 1.7 from there.
1.5
1.5
or 1.6, please.
Well, I'll take you 1.6 if that's the case then.
Actually, 1.5.
Are you sure? I see you've got 1.6 in you. I'm not quite ready to take that yet. Can I say 1.6 on your behalf?
1.5.
1.5? How about we'll meet in the middle? 1.550? All right, well, your money's better than mine there at 1.5. We will take it. Remember, bidding plus GST if any. So at 1.5 over here.
1.6, please.
1.6 at 100,000 on the rise. All the very best to you and the family, sir. 1.6 is the retort. Do we say another 100 on top, sir? But at 1.6 plus GST if any, first time at 1,600,000 New Zealand dollars. Twice now at 1.6.
100 and a dozen.
112, so at 1.7 and 12 I have. But at 1.7, 12 you're going to do the same, sir? Half of that, of course it is, at 56. So 1.7 and 12 is 68. 1.7 and 68. Same at 68. Sorry, 68 and 56 is 1.826. 1.82 something it is, we're getting there. 24, 1.824. Phew. But at 1.824 and 56, but at 1.882. No. Don't like it when your head goes that way. But at 1.824. It's a round figure. But at 1.870. 80. 1.880. But at 1,880,000 we have, but at 1880, I feel that old right now, but at 1880, first call, who's, yeah, but at 1936, but at 1936 and we're back at 92, but at 1992, at 1992.
1848.
Okay, at 48, at 92, 2,040,000. No. 19.2. 48.
Make it 48.
Make it 48. As in 2,048,000. So he puts up 56. Of course he does. I've been here before. I should have known that. And again at 56 is over the page at 2,104. But at 2,104,000. I love this. 2,104 and same at 2,160. But at 2,160,000.
Okay.
At 60. At 2,212. 2,160. Yes, same. Which was
56.
56. And your end number was. But at no, he's gone. Public calculus wasn't on my agenda today.
My bid is 2216.
22, that's what I thought. 2216, 22 and 6, sweet 16. 22, 16. Who's going to take me now to 72? 22 and 72 anywhere, but at 2216 I'm at. First time at 2216. Second call. Third and final chance. Peace to you, my friend. That is easier to add, but at 2220. Oh, I tried, but at 18. All right, you shorten my stride, that's hard at my height, haven't got much to give. But at 2218, I'll take another 2.
And again.
And again at 2220.
500.
At 500,000, what a bid! No? Oh, we tried it. But at 2220 and a half. 2,220,500. At 5,000. 225 and a half. But at 225 and a half on the 2 million.
Any subsequent bid is 5.5 for me.
5.5 for you.
Yes.
All right, but we're at 25 and a half, at 27 and a half, at 33, sir. Can I say yes for your 33? All right, we got there too quickly. But at 27 and a half, 2227 and a half, yes. Come back now. But at 2,227,500 once. So there's a lot of paddocks here. You'd love every single one of them. You could go and visit the neighbours, it would be quite a hike, but at 2,227,500. Second time at 22 and the rest. Third and final call at 227,500 on top of the 2 million. Have it a single. Come back with one. Are you sure? Can I tempt you back in, sir? We're not quite done yet. Well, would it help you with your 5.5 if I said, sir, you are playing for the big tractors to come in here, but at 33. At 33 with your 5.5. Yes, at 2, 2, 3, 3. And you're bidding again on top of your 33 at 38.5. At 44. Can I take your 44? At 2, 2 and 44, keep your hand up. You will win if you keep that up. But at 22.44.
Round it up.
Round it up at $3 million. What a fantastic bid. No, damn it, we tried again though. 2.3. At 56, and he's back again with his 56. Welcome back, sir. That is an astonishing bid. You are thinking of your family's future. But at 2.3 with a 56 and 5.5 at 2, 3 and 5 and change. But at 2,305 and some change there. Another 56. 2,000. You are loving the piece today. But at 2,307 and 5. 307.5. On top, and 5.5 takes me to unlucky for some but not you, 13. But at 2,313. Come back now, sir. But at 2,313, do I see another 56 in your system? First time.
56.
Hey, there he is. But at 2,369, good position to be in, and he's in front with 69. But at 2,369, what? At 5.5 is 74.5. But at 2,374 and change.
Actually make it 2 3/8.
2 3/8. 2 3/8 of a million. So 2,375. He's in. Now someone's going to say same, and I don't know where I am. But at 2,375. Good bid. Who's got a 56? Once then at 2,375. Twice now at $2,375,000. Don't lose it for 1,000, sir. Regret's a horrible emotion. Don't go home with it. 2,375. Twice, third and final chance. Are we done and silent? Permission to sell. Sir, we've come so far. I feel like we're in a relationship. Are you done? You're silent. Permission to sell at 2,375. It is going. Going? A huge congratulations to our new owner of this incredible piece of New Zealand. You really were the most outstanding in your field. To our underbidders, do not be disheartened. There are other greener pastures out there, and our team at Harcourts Hawke's Bay will be delighted in assisting to get you the property of your dreams. Take care, everyone. Stay safe out there, and thank you for having me.
What makes Bailey's altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home, every commercial property, every investment, every development, and every farm. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Bailey's, altogether better.
Take that property to the market, they're expecting it to be perfect. And a lot of sellers are just, they just don't have that sort of cash flow at the moment to really make their home perfect.
To explore more auction solutions or book a demo, visit auctionslive.com.
Succeeding once is not necessarily a sign that you could do it again, but you come back and prove yourself, and this bloke Mark McGoldrick is evidence of that. Last year he reached his Everest by winning the Ostros in Adelaide. We had a lot of fun there. Don't know whether I've recovered yet from it, but nevertheless, there were about 40 of us over there. We're planning a big crew to Melbourne in May this year as well, where Greg and his team over there will be hosting. Mark's made the decision to come back and do it, so good on him. He's got that sniff of success. And these days he's working for Harcourts in Hamilton, and the hierarchy's here today supporting him. I'm gonna stop saying here today, don't I, Aaron? It's just there all the time, right? We've got to stop that. Hugo, right? Yell out each time I do it, okay? But Mark's here in all his glory. He loves a good farm, does Mark? A rural boy from the South Island. Is he? Stephen, is he there? He's right there.
No, he's coming. 1 minute. He's carrying all those trophies.
Yeah, well, he did give this trophy back with a big dent in it the other day, which was most convenient. However, a couple of $100 sorted that out.
He would pay.
What's he wearing today? Is it light blue or?
Yeah. New one from Vietnam.
Is he going to be a total now?
Is he there?
Yeah.
Oh, for Christ's
Ruben.
Right, he's here right now. Give him a great round of applause. Mark McGoldrick! $1 million.
1 million. 588,326. Don't you love the word million? Doesn't it just roll off the tongue? It stirs the loins, don't you find? What about gold? Do you like that word as well? What about white gold? Because baby, it's going to be tuned out for you twice daily by the 500 strong harem of fabulous Frisians. It's a gold rush for you today, here at 271 Patoa South Road in Northlands, Parua Bay. This property has been marketed by Harcourts Hamilton's Sean Cosgrave. Now here's a man that's never trusted a salad, but you can trust him absolutely implicitly. And thanks also to Cheryl and Bruce Rukawai from Rukawai Farms Limited, who passed over the 158.8 hectares of this top Tanewha terra firma, around 392 acres across the 7 titles, that vary in size between 1,300 square metres and 48.5 hectares, averaging around that 22 hectares or 56 acres each. The chattel clause 25, well, it may not have increased your heart rate, although the late additions may well do. Notably the 787 bales of maize silage, the Haynes Hunter powerboat, the Massey Ferguson tractor, 22 pairs of red band gumboots of various sizes, 2 trailers, a 4-wheeled Honda motorbike, and a quaint but effective effluent redistribution device invented by the Rukawais and known collegiately as a shittigator. Now this passes over to you on an as-is-whereas basis. The settlement date is Friday the 8th of May. Additional clause 23 refers to farm husbandry, but there's been some involvement from Green MP Chloe Swalbrook. The term is now animal farm spousery. However, all principles still remain and you must look after the animals. For your knowledgeable Tanewha terra firma folk, I'm going to spare you going through the exhaustive explanation of the conduct of auction, but remind you the most pertinent of the clauses: 2.5 vendor bidding, 2.6 withdrawal from sale, and 2.8, importantly, that all your bids you make today are plus GST, as will be the purchase price. And folks, you just feel free to interject at any stage if I can allay any queries that you have burning in your mind.
Mr. Auctioneer.
Hello, sir.
You just mentioned it, but I noticed in the agreement the seller reserves the right to withdraw their property from sale before it has been sold. Is this auction a sham?
Is it a sham? Sir, this is a Harcourts auction. We've been doing it for years and years, since 1888, I think you'd find. Not a sham, it's a legitimate clause, and hopefully we won't be seeing.
When might this event occur?
Well, it can occur when, at any time really, the owner can stand up and say, I want to withdraw the property, but normally it happens if we're below the reserve, we're negotiating with the highest bidder, and there's a happy agreement reached. Sometimes the vendor will decide to instigate their prerogative and sell it outside of the auction floor, withdrawing it from the auction floor. How about that? Let's continue on, shall we? Well, farming's nothing new here in Patoa South. In fact, it was in 1888, the year that Harcourts was founded, that the Leclerc family established their ostrich farm on this very site. Now, I'm not going to go and bore you with ostrich jokes because we know that they won't fly. Segmented only by a walking bridge from the north, the south has always had the superior reputation for productivity and soil quality, boasting equal parts of alluvial clay, volcanic and sandy soils. Now let's talk facts, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say three cows per hectare in these parts. Let's do that. The plenitudinous pasture promises to produce around 600 kilograms of milk solids per head per annum. Got that? I think that's right. The 2025-26 Fonterra payout was $9.50. So if we just aggregate that, it brings us up to the conservative but considerable aggregated revenue figure of $2,386,000 per annum. How do you like those numbers?
Plant-wise, the herringbone configuration, well, it's optimal for milk extraction, storage, effluent management. It is indeed a bastion of bovine bliss. The farmhouse forms a perfect parallelogram, spacious, sunny and fit for purpose. It is warm in the winter, cool in the summer and thereabouts for every other season. Numerous implement sheds, storage sheds, irrigation reservoirs and installations, a magical mai and profitable sunflower farm complete the farming facilities. Tip top and tickety boo. Pārua Bay, well, it's a wonderful place and is famous for its outdoor recreation. A population of just 186 in the bay means you'll meet most by joining the tennis and croquet clubs. 30 kilometres and half an hour to Whangarei means for you the tyranny of distance does not apply. Its lifestyle and livelihood linked into one. It is a dream location for your farm and your family. Awaken from your slumber, I say, those who seek the white gold, who seek the millions. Who's going to start us away in the bidding with a goodly bid to get underway?
Mr. Auctioneer, I ran into one of the neighbours the other week and he said, sunflower's my backside. Inside those 20 acres there's opium everywhere. That's why the returns are so good. Any truth to this?
Certainly not, sir. Northland is not known for anything like that. So. There'll be sunflower seeds and all the goodness from that, so you rest assured. You've not seen them in bloom, just about ready to harvest. You'll harvest me an opening bid. Let's get underway. What are we thinking, folks? Patawa Sat, 271. Is there $1.5 million that might start the auction, just to get underway at a nice and easy figure? What do you think? Just stares, looking back at me while I hesitate no further. Vendor bid to start, nice and easy. Let's quell the nerves on that figure. Won't be changing hands while you watch the grass grow. I'll fertilise with a vendor bid at 1.5. Do we go straight to 1.750 perhaps? $1.5 million, that's all I asked for, to 271.
1.5 or 1.6, please.
I think I'll take the latter, sir, at 1.6. Welcome, and he puts up 100 for me at 1.6 million.
1.5.
That's the vendor bid I've made, sir. This will get a little awkward. I'd prefer you to say the 1.6. Just say it, please. Okay, to the scribes, remove the 1.5 vendor bid. We'll work with this gentleman here. The way he's looking at me, he's not going off script at 1.5. That's all. I'll look at it for another 250 to go on $1.5 million. At $1.5 million first.
Please.
Good on you, sir. The manners are perfect as well at $1.6 million. At $1.6 million, you must be enjoying 2026. Do I hear 1.7, sir? Maybe you go straight to 2 million, I don't know. But at 1.6, just 2 in the running. First chance on the 158.8 hectares. Second call with that figure.
100 and a dozen.
100 and a dozen will take us through to 1.712. Good on you, sir, at $1.712. Reasonable bid at 1.712, sir. Half that bid again at 56. Okay, well, we'd make it hard to start at 1.758, if I could say. 1.768. You grant me that at $1.768. Same again with the 56, takes us to 84 at 1.834. 1.834. Whew, tough start indeed. 1.832, pardon me. At 1.832, is there another 56 to go? So you better let me know at 1.764 was the bid I had. Just give me a little chalk up there. 1.768 and another 56 is 1.824. Can we call it that one in $1.824? No problems at all. We dust that one away at 1.824, first chance. You're going to say 56, sir. Second call there at 1.824. Take you to 1.890 is a nicer number for me. At $1.824 and 56, it's going to be $1.880. At 1.880, we're doing all right.
Yep.
1.880, and there we go, another 54. It's a great number, isn't it? Sorry, 56. 1.880 takes us to 1.936. At 1.936 now, 936 with another 56 is 1.992. At $1.992, not too badly. Sorry?
Make it 48.
48's good. Okay, we'll call it 2,040,000 now. 2,040,000. 19 and was it 19 and 40? 19 and 90, and you're saying for me, sir, 48. 19 and 92 is 240. I'm sure I had
Make it 48.
Make it 48. 2,048,000. Jeepers, okay, 2,048,000. Little cryptic, but there we go. 2,048,000, sir.
And again.
And again, okay, well that was a bit of 56. There we go, of course it was. I get the 2,094 this time. At 2,094, am I saying 2,104? At 2,104, and away we go. Nice even bids today at 2,104 with the hand up, sir, more of a fist. at 2104. Peace, my man, at 2104. And you're saying the 56 for me? 2104 is 2160. 2160 as we work towards ownership here of the 158.8 hectares.
Okay.
2160 and another 56 is 2216 at 2,216,000. Pretty tough work out. 2216. Who goes next and again, sir? Scratch of the nose says yes. At 2216, second call. Third call, I got 2,216,000. And 2216. What do you mean by 2, sir? Is it just 2,000? 2218. 2218.
And again.
2220. 2,220,000 with just 3 in the running.
500.
2,220,000 at $2,220,500, sir. 2,020,000 and a half at 2,220,000 and a half at 500. Welcome in with 5, sir. 2,025,000 and 5. And welcome into you. Good timing. 2,225,000 and 5.
Any subsequent bid from me is 5.5.
Love it, sir. 2,005,000. That's probably the clearest thing I've had all day. 2,225,000 and 5. With 2 with you, sir, is 2,227,000 and a half. At 27 and a half now. And we're going all right. You got your hand up for me there, sir. At 2,227,000 and a half. First chance. Second call and final. At 2,227,000 and change. Well, the announcement is my reserve's been breached. I sell away to the highest bidder at this figure, which for the moment is this gentleman here. Here we go there at 5.5. Takes us through to the 33. At 2,233,000 at 22 and 33, and there he's saying 38.5. I like it, sir. Good way to put the pressure on when we're on the market as well. At 2,238.5, and take it 2,244. At 2,244, he's done well at the 2244.
Round it up.
At 2244, shame he didn't get cramped there, sir. At 22 and 44 is 23. Can I say that? At 2,300,000. There we go, a nice bid. At 56, and he puts up 5.5 for me. Okay, at 2,305,500. At 2,305 the half, and it's a first chance with my man with the upward motion. At 5 and 7.5. You've been consistent, sir, with that bid. At 2,307,500 as we enter the home straight at 13. At 2,313, and we're on the market and we sell in Patoa South. At 2,313, it's the first chance with my man at 5.5.
56.
Oh, here we come back again. At 2,313 and 56 is easy at 69, sir. 2,3 and 69, and what a play for the keys. At 2,300,000 and 69, or for the suction cup, should I say. At 3 and 69, at 74.5. At 2,300,000, 74.5.
Actually, make it 2 and 3/8.
At 2,300,000, 74.5, just another half on top. We'll call it 6 for you, sir. At 2,375,000, and I sell away now. First chance. Second call for a bit of the Northland necklace. Third and final call, 2,375. Here we go. Now, sir, where's my man with 2? That could be the tonic right here and now. Can I squeeze another little 56 from you, sir? And sir, won't be withdrawn and sold. We're on the market and selling. It's great news. At 2,375,000, I give you one final chance and announce the property is going. It is going. And to you, my good sir. You're all a bit naughty, but you've got the Northern Nexus, sir, and I congratulate you. I offer a little bit of sympathy for our underbidders, but you perform very, very well. It's Sean Cosgrave, the man to see. If you're searching for something rural and northern, you can't go any better than that. I wish you a good afternoon.
What makes Bailey's altogether better? It's the energy we bring to every home, every commercial property, every investment, every development, and every farm. Because when the energy is right, you can feel it. Bailey's, altogether better.
auctionslive.com.
But we make sure that all the transactions goes through property credit. It takes me out of the equation and it goes through and just makes the whole transaction seamless, which is really good. My assistant, she just loves the process. She sends it out and she finds the responsiveness.
We move on to an ex-New Zealand cyclist, actually. Commonwealth Games? Not sure. Commonwealth Games? You reckon? Don't know. Did he compete Commonwealth Games? The New Zealand cyclist that's coming up. What do you reckon? You had to bet, you had to put a wallet on it, you would say no. Okay. Right. Can you inform me if the ex-New Zealand Commonwealth Games cyclist is indeed there? Is there? Out the door. All right, well, Ray White, one of our leading auction companies throughout New Zealand, and their chief auctioneer is the next person up, and he's been really helpful to me in providing plenty of novices, and through our induction courses that we run at the Real Estate Institute, he's a constant there in providing more fertile orators, their youth. And here he is. He's here to enthrall us in his sale up at Patoa South Road. And I want you to give a great round of applause, please, to Sam Steele.
Well, Northland farmers are renowned for their positive attitudes and their early starts. In fact, multiple studies have shown that if you begin your day at 4 a.m, it can't get any worse. My bidders and buyers, rural property admirers, my name is Sam Steele, delighted to be here on behalf of the competition creators at Ray White, to be your custodian of pasteurisation and precipitation. Your lead marketing agent, Mr. Daniel Mark Coulson, a man who has always promoted the positive interests of the North, has ensured that number 271 Patoa South Road is presented to you today without blemish. The contract, it is an estate in fee simple, occupying 158.8328 hectares, situated over a septet of titles. We offer the sale today, plus GST if any, and your settlement date could not be more fitting, 8th of May this year, where some 81 years to the moment, the Allies celebrated victory, and you can celebrate your own victory day. Folks, when you go to a restaurant these days, it's all about grain or grass-fed. Isn't it extraordinary that we get to live in a country where you can choose what you eat eats? With the economic outlook for agriculture as strong as it has ever been, now that the government is finally off the teat of the farmer, and with 158 hectares of rolling, lush and productive fond terra firma, one could only be celebrated for wanting to separate from the herd and secure this bucolic bliss. The options and amenities, they are hot to trot. Sheds, Goliaths of tin and timber, stand at the ready to protect everything that is profitable. The functional cow shed, the duality of ponds, options for beef, grazing, seed, or even a return to dairy. Provide that most prized farming virtue, safety in diversity. In Patoa South, the number 65 is not the age of retirement. Instead, it is the number of fence paddocks for your flock to flourish and fornicate under the gentle Northland skies. One too many. But in fact, with dairy prices currently where they stand today, there are only ever two vehicles that visit this property. The first is the produce truck to take it away, and the second is the armour guard van to drop the cash off. You will not find better when it comes to the dwelling Well, that is a garrison for the gloriously ungentrified, where the size of the party is judged by the number of red bands politely abandoned on the front porch. And if it couldn't get any better, let's not forget we are in the winterless far north, mere moments from the appropriately named Ocean Beach, a popular local spot for billowing in the boundless blue bream, where the Kiora Cafe still serves flat white and sausage roll for a very fiscally responsible $6.80. But earlier this week, I sat down with our owners, Mary and John. Mary turned to her husband of 35 years and said, "John, dear, I just want to remind Sam that if any of our bidders are looking at their partners for approval, just remind them that it is far easier to apologise after you own your own farm." Bidders and buyers, it is time to take Mary's advice. I'm in your hands for an opening bidder offer to get us underway. Where do we feel comfortable? I've got two at the same time. Sue, I'm going to go this side. Sue, I've got you first. How can I help?
I notice in the agreement the seller reserves the right to withdraw the property from sale before it has been sold. Is this option a sham?
So that is one of the options here. I can promise you, Mary and John, that is not their prerogative today. They want to see the competition in the room.
When might this occur?
So if we pause the auction and go to negotiate, the highest bidder may be given that right. But sir, owners are here to sell it today. They want to see the action on the floor. Does that answer your question? Thank you. Sorry, sir.
I ran into the neighbours, one of the neighbours the other week, and he said, "Sunflowers, my backside. Inside those 20 acres, there's opium everywhere. That's why the returns are so good."
Returns are so good. Sorry, any proof? Is that true? So not to my knowledge whatsoever. These people have been here for many, many years. They've enjoyed the property. They are functional. They are honest, God-fearing people as well. So I can promise you, sunflowers and happiness is all it is here. Bidders and buyers, I put it to you now for an opening bid to get us underway. Where do we kick it off? Where do we start? I'm in your hands for something fair and reasonable. What's the number to beat? Folks, $2 million even. That would seem like a pristine place to get us underway. 2 even, do we start it? Bidders and buyers, I put it to you now. Or a number that would excite you further. 1.8 perhaps, folks. I'm more than comfortable and relaxed. You hum it, I'll certainly play it. Who steps out from the herd here today, though? Bidders and buyers, where do we say go? 1.8, my suggestion. Happy to work in a number that would excite you further. Folks, perhaps even something lower again. Bidders and buyers, I'm here to simply guide you on that journey to ownership today. Folks, is it 1.6? Do I start it there with a vendor bid? Not my preference to do so. Do I start it away here or a number something further? Well, folks, I'll give you one final opportunity. Otherwise, happy to get proceedings underway at $1,600,000, a pedestrian start, and you'd be more than relaxed and comfortable at a figure like that as well. Folks, last chance and final call. Well, very good, folks. You pause proceedings, but again, I go to 1.6 on behalf of my owners with a vendor, but I put a line in the sand, or perhaps a line in the mud on this particular property at $1,600,000.
1.5 or 1.6, please.
Or 1.6? 1.6. Happy to work with you. I'll retract my vendor bid search with you at $1,600,000.
Actually, make it 1.5.
Of course it is. Can we say 1.6 though? Tempt you in at that? 1.5. Surely, so 1.6. It was easy a moment ago. We can return favour there. $1,500,000 then. I'll work with you. So $1.5 million, gentleman puts his stake in the ground, and we kick it away now at $1,500,000 to go.
1.6, please.
Welcome to you, sir, and good luck to you as well. Against you here, principally and primarily, at $1,600,000, a mere $100,000 rise would be more than relaxed and comfortable for you. But at $1,600,000 here, with a gentleman in the back row now for the first call as I look for a better bid or offer to counter it away. But at 1.6 is the call now, sir. Your retort for the first, second, third, and final time at
100 and a dozen.
100 and a dozen. 112,000, Sue, got you there in the nick of time. At $1,712,000 here to go, Sue. Do we go for another 112 on top? Half that again, so that would be $56,000 to go for you. At $1 million at 662, 668, and against them here now it's 768, I should say. At $1,768,000 now for the first call. Same again, and got you there, so with another 58, and appreciate your company. At $1,768,000, and that would take me immediately now to 808 and 8 and 14. So got you there at 8 and 14 as we march forward. At $1,800,000 and 14.
My bid's 56.
56, so can you give me the number?
1,824,000.
1,824. At $1,824,000, folks, and again here principally in the league. Got you the absurd same again. Another 56. He calls it now to 70, to 80. Got you there, sir. At 80 the call. At $1,880,000 now for the first chance. So 1,880. Same again, sir. At 9 and 36 it is here. At $1,900,000 and 36, sir. Another 56 to go, and he goes immediately now with him firmly in the back of the room. At 86 and 92, sir, I've got you now. At 1,992,000 for the first time at 9 and
Make
90.
it 48.
At 48,000, got you there, sir. 9 and 92 and 48, sir. It takes me to 2,040,000 for the first chance. 48.
Make it 48.
Make it 48,000 or 2,048,000, sir. 2,048,000. We get there in the nick of time. At 2,048,000 now, back on this side, and the same again, sir. Another 48 from you, or 56 again. Got you there, sir, in the nick of time, and immediately done at 2,104,000. At 2,104,000 it is here, we chip away. Same again, sir. 2,104,000 against you first time. At 2,104,000, another 56, sir. 2,104,000 into 60 immediately done. At 2,160,000 back on the side here now, first call.
Okay.
And the same, another 48, sir. 2,060,000 or another 56. 56 from you, sir, at 2,060,000 and to 2,206,000. At 2,200,000, confirm that bid, sir.
It's 56.
And at 2,260,000 and 306, sir, if I'm right?
My bid was 2,160,000.
2,160,000, sir, and another 56 with you, and that would take me to 316. At 260. 316 got you there now. At 2,316,000. 216. 216 we get there. At 2,216,000 back on the left-hand flank once. At 2,216,000 twice. Third and final. At 2,216,000. 2,000. Got you there now, 18, back in the lead. And again at 20 here as he lines all the twos up. Another 2,000, sir, to get all of the twos here. But at 2,200,000, $500 here at 20 and a half now. He's back in front here at 2,500. So what do we say? What's the response to go? At 20 and a half, sir, 5,000 at 25 and a half. Once the call at 25,500 twice.
Any subsequent bid of mine is 5.5.
Okay, got you there, sir. And at 25 and a half and 5.5 more from you now at 27 and 5, sir. And do we go another 5.5? 27 and change it is against you now to go once the call at 27,500 twice. At 2,227,500 thrice. What do we say? Last chance, bidders and buyers, we are on the market, we sell at 2,200,000, and I got you there in the nick of time, sir, at 33. At 2,2 and 33 now for the first time. 2,2 and 33 twice, and got you there, sir, at 37 and a half. 37 and 5 it is here to go.
My bid is
5.5. At 32, sir, and 5.5, 37, 5.
Bid is 2,238.5.
2,238 and a half. Got you there, sir, at 2,238 and a half. Once the call at 2,238, 500 twice. And again, sir, on top of it again, loving your work at 44, sir. We chip away now at 2,2 and 44, and again, do we go something stronger now?
Round it up.
Round it up, sir, and again, 6,000 more. Was it set to the 2.3?
Round it up.
It's 2.3 million there, got you in the nick of time, so you're back in front, and again at 2 million. Same 5.5, sir, at 305,500. First call at 305 and changed. Second call at 305 and a half and 37 and 5. At 37 and 5, sir, and you're back in at 3 and 13. 3 and 13, sir, and 2 more for good luck, the duality bid. At 3 and 13 for the first time now.
56.
It took 3 and 13 and 56, sir, and got you there at 63 and 69. At 69, the call is he's back in the lead now for the first time at 3 and 69. 3 and 74 and a half. 374,500, sir. Do we go something stronger?
Make it 2,380.
2 and 3/8 of a million here. 2 and 3/8 at 2,375,000. 2,375,000. Very good. I'm just making sure I'm not going backwards there for the first time. Fell for that trick before. 2, 3 and 75 twice. What do we say? Want a better offer at 2, 3 and 75 thrice. Third and final chance, folks. Anything further? A 2, a 5, a 1, sir. We bid it away, we sell it away if there is nothing further. At 2,375,000 for the last chance. Final call. Are we out? Are we out, sir? We sell. It goes here in the centre. It is selling, going, and gone. Well, folks, as Mary would say to John, never confuse movement with action, and there's been plenty of action and movement in the room today. Thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Well done, mate.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
Hey, Jeremy.
Do you want to close off the video, Mark?
Premier 2 lock-up will be in 8 minutes.